at CollectCo for tonight's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. Be sure to let us know when you're on and watching. We are going to be selling some records. I hope that you knew that. Let me get everything situated. Grab a Monster. Well, this is a big can. Gosh, Chris brought me a big can. I can't see comments right now. I'm over here on the other side of the store getting all of my nutrition lined up for the night. So, but we've got a good show in store for you for sure. 100%. Hope y'all ready. Well, I've never seen a can of Monster like this. This is the large can. This is the 40 ounce. Look at that. That's wow. Okay. Whew. Man, busy day. I've got my next 24 hours is incredibly busy. I've never had as much planned as I do. I mean, I'm planning on just not going to bed. I've got so much to do. So sorry if you can hear me drink. I'm chugging some water with my pretty much a pre-workout supplement tablet that I take before I do these shows. And then I chug this 40 ounces of Monster. Good gracious. A stovepipe is what Brandon called it. Yeah, Chris DeMoss brought me like a Monster package. Look at that. 570% of the recommended vitamin B12 for a daily intake. Wow. All right, let's give it a try. You're supposed to shake these things, so we won't get it on any Monster, or we won't get it on any records, though. Let's see here. Man, I just consumed enough caffeine for probably most people consuming a week. Hope y'all ready for this. This is going to be put up for auction later. I'm not going to sell it cheap. We do not get these in very often. This is an original Green Warner Brothers Black Sabbath Paranoid that is in immaculate condition. Do not get these too often. I don't really want to let it go. It's just a treasured item. And then I thought that would catch some people's eyes for sure. I'll put some of those up for auction in just a second. Let's go ahead and start showing some records. Not before I go ahead and get this shared everywhere. I forgot to call back somebody. Let me text him. Let me see here. I'm already on Facebook Live. Let's see here. I need to text my aunt back. Wow. My family probably thinks I hate them. Oh my gosh. Tanner, I'm trying to text back half my family. So the reason we're not having a sale tomorrow is because we're going out to eat, celebrate like my aunt's birthday. I have one aunt having heart surgery, so we're taking her out. It's like a big family thing, and they're like, nobody ever gets to see me, so I have like people texting me in excitement that they're going to see me tomorrow. So I guess I feel lucky, or I feel like, I don't know. Let me get this shared in the groups right quick. I told y'all, my next 48 hours, not only including family stuff, but business stuff. Yeah, way too much going on. Let's see here. Let's share it there and there and there. And that's all I'm going to do is share it there and there and there. I may copy the link and post it in a couple of those other places. Sell records from the restaurant. Well, here's what I plan on doing, just so everybody knows. I'm going to film some flip videos, and I'm going to post them tomorrow night. I think I'm going to do 10 flip videos, which is a lot, and I'm going to schedule them to post every half hour, so y'all have something to look forward to, and we can still be selling records. That's my goal. It's going to take me a while tonight to get all that together. What do you think about that, Tanner? Tanner says it sounds good. It'll take a lot for us to do it, so, but we'll get it done. All right, now let me just figure out. I'm almost done. The train's coming through, so that means it's time to get going. All right, there's that link and pre-order. What else? Is that in the group? Yeah. Let me post it there. Okay, so here's what's going on. The vintage self-titled Rush. I have not looked through the vintage. I took a peek at the first crate. So I got here like 40 minutes ago. No, 30 minutes ago. I got here 30 minutes ago, and I hadn't had a whole lot of time to even really figure out what's going on with tonight's inventory. I know I've got some killer new vinyl. But that's about all I can say right now. Should we go ahead and go through this crate? We went through that one last night. Well, let's go through the first half of it. Hey, I knew people would dig through my Beatles bins. I've already found a couple stray records. I posted all those videos, and of course, people's come in the store today and already digging through them. My bins already got messed up back there. I knew they would. I spent a couple hours sorting all those Beatles albums, and instead of putting them away, I left them out, and I can already tell some have been. I've already found 2 stray ones and new vinyl. So I knew people would come in and dig through them. People see that many Beatles albums, it starts freaking them out. Okay, let's go through this bin, and then I've got some. I've got these. Then I've got new vinyl. Then we'll start our Japanese auctions. I've got some other stuff to auction, like the Black Sabbath I just showed and Judas Priest. I'll dig through the other vintage bins. I don't know if he's put out that Rush record yet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 crates of vintage here. We'll see what he's got in just a second. So, okay, Brent McKinney still needs an invoice. If you're not getting it through your email, then we may just have to send it to you manually. But just let us know what we need to do. I can send it to you manually, or Tanner can send it to you manually. Okay, let's do a quick recap of the first half of this bin. Man of War, Fighting the World. Man of War is from Music on Vinyl, limited to 1,500 on yellow vinyl. That is $44.99. We still got 2 copies of this 10 Years After album, first time ever released on vinyl, 10 Years After. They only pressed 500 of these on silver vinyl. They're numbered on the back. We've got number 63 and number 64. That is $38.99. $38.99. Dusty Springfield is actually the Analog Productions pressing. It's pressed at QRP by Analog Productions. This is a 45 RPM. It's cut from the original master tapes. $69.99. That's 2 LP. It plays at a 45 RPM. Soul Asylum, one of our best sellers. We've had this on black vinyl. We had the first pressing on colored vinyl. Here's technically the third pressing, another colored and numbered series, black and gold marbled vinyl. 30th anniversary, multi-platinum album, Somebody to Shove, Black Gold, Runaway Train, and Grammy award-winning single, Runaway Train. That's Soul Asylum. That is $38.99. $38.99. Bob Riger, No Wolf Mother. They were all back ordered. I don't know when those will be in, so you can probably not expect that to be on your invoice this week. I doubt we get any more for a few weeks or a couple weeks. Let's see. Black Crowes, one of my favorite albums, especially a favorite debut album by a band. This is called Shake Your Moneymaker. This is the 30th anniversary remaster. I hope everybody has a copy in their collection. Great rock music. Of course, it has the major hit song, She Talks to Angels, which is, incredible. And then the rest of the album is just amazing. $33.99. The Stray Cats Greatest Hits. Never can have enough of the Stray Cats. We sell the OGs. We sell the reissues, the lives. This is $29.99. $29.99 for the Stray Cats. We've got 4 or 5 of those still left. The Zombies, tough OG record to find. This is the Odyssey and the Oracle. It's a craft remaster, $31.99. Blues Travelers, Travelers and Thieves, $49.99. and Five Finger Death Punch, Decade of Destruction. Of course, I've listened to their music. The one I know for sure, I've heard it for forever, and I think it's one of their biggest songs. It's actually a cover of Bad Company by Bad Company. So that's on Crimson Red vinyl. That's on here, $36.99. Susie Breedlove on the Black Crowes, first sale of the night. Who better than Susie? Susie, I like your profile picture. Dark Side of the Moon, can't go wrong there. I walked into the local Chevrolet dealership here to have my vehicle serviced, and I get out of the car, and the first thing I hear is, breathe in the air. And I kind of just paused, and the lady kind of looked at me funny. I kind of went into a trance. She probably thought I was psycho or something. And so I went in the lobby, and of course that song went off, and it went straight into On the Run. And I was like, surely they're not about to do this. And then it went into Time. And I was like, they're playing the entire Dark Side of the Moon here at the Chevrolet dealership. It was incredible. I was like, you just don't go most places and hear that playing over loudspeakers. And like, I was kind of looking around. I was like, am I like in a dream or something? So that was pretty cool. The B-52's Whammy, $31.99. B-52's Whammy, 40th anniversary, limited edition splatter vinyl. Talking Heads, this is a live unofficial, Chicago, 1978, $24.99. And Smashing Pumpkins, Gish, that is $39.99. Smashing Pumpkins, Gish. I think the rest of this crate, I'll go through a few more, but the first half we went through, first part of last night's show, and I have plenty of new stuff to show you, but we're running low on these. I think I've got these 4 left, if you don't have that one already. I went to stock up on some more Smashing Pumpkins, and most of them are gone. And the Lost Boys is $44.99. Lost Boys is $44.99. That should be on blue vinyl. That's blue vinyl, and we sold an OG last night at auction, I think, for $51 or $56. That's a Friday Music colored vinyl reissue, $44.99. Did I miss any claims? I don't think I did. So Lost Boys, Smashing Pumpkins, Talking Heads, The Big Country, Warning Sign, The Book I Read, Stay Hungry, Artists Only. The Girls Want to Be with the Girls, Don't Worry About the Government, The Good Thing, Love Comes to Town, Love Building on Fire, New Feeling, Psycho Killer, Thank You for Sending Me an Angel, Take Me to the River. That's a live, unofficial Talking Heads, $24.99. Okay, let me grab the crate of tonight's newest new vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and start some Japanese auctions too. I got a whole crate of new stuff. Never shown, never auctioned, never sold, you've never seen these. And this crate of new vinyl is full, and it's a lot of what I call single shots. So it's a lot of stuff we haven't had in a long time. It is a lot of stuff that I've never had. And then there's a couple of restocks in here I was not expecting to get. So, yeah, there's a lot of just single shots. So get ready for me to say the word waiting list a lot. But it is some stuff that I'm kind of experimenting with. It's stuff that I think y'all would want. Some things I can see there and there we've had before, but we haven't had them in a long time. So this is all new vinyl. And before we do that, let me go ahead and put up our first Japanese auction. It's a copy of, what do we have? Sticks, Sticks, Eagles, Eagles. I don't want to read too many titles because everybody will start wanting me to put stuff up, which I don't mind, but let's wait till we get a little deeper into the show. I'm going to start with these first two, which is one that is very good and one that I've never seen a Japanese pressing of. And I know we got some Elton John fans. Elton John, A Single Man. I don't think we've ever had a Japanese pressing of this. Elton John, A Single Man. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. There's the original inner sleeve. It's also nice. There's the Japanese insert with lyrics. And this is a really nice copy. Gatefold. I don't think the U.S. pressings are gatefold with that in it. I don't think they are. Elton John, A Single Man. That's going to be a $35 start. I don't think we've ever had that one before. $35 start on that. And then the very popular Men at Work. Men at Work is also going to be a $35 start. Near mint and pristine. These have been quite popular lately. Yeah, looks unplayed as usual. There is the insert for that. And there's the cover Nova. U.S. Single Man or Gatefold. Okay, I guess I never paid attention to that. $35 starts on those two. First record in here, we have Janet. Janet Jackson. Now, the other night we had a clear vinyl pressing that like about 2 dozen people wanted. So I looked up her stuff. This is black vinyl. We can get this. It's $44.99. Janet Jackson, $44.99, but that is on black vinyl. I only have one of those. So like I said, this is a lot of single shots is what I call it. Stuff that I've never had before, but we're going to try it out. Stuff we hadn't had in a long time, like the White Stripes, self-titled. The White Stripes is $31.99. So what I'll do is if anybody's okay with a waiting list, these probably won't be in till next week. So if you're on any waiting list tonight for any of these like single records that I'm kind of showing for the first time, then you can get on a waiting list, and those won't be invoiced not Monday, but probably the next Monday. So you won't have to see that on your invoice probably for a while, because this is Thursday, and we won't get another shipment of vinyl for anything we restock in here probably till Monday or Tuesday. Sherry Darnell, first to Janet Jackson. Jimmy LaCroix, second. So if anybody ever decides they don't want a waiting list, let me know, because if not, we pretty much automatically put you on there, because we figure if you want it now, you're probably okay with the next day, right? Pearl Jam, Rearview Mirror. This is $39.99. This is Pearl Jam's Greatest Hits, Volume 1. And this is we've had Volume 2 for a while. This is the Volume 1. Alive, Jeremy, Even Flow, $39.99. I do have a list on the laptop. Oh, I did not pull that. Kirk wanted a Lost Boys. Did anybody else? Let me make sure. If I didn't see that, let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. Kirk Fields wanted Lost Boys. I did not see that. Kirk Fields, I've got one of those pulled for you. $44.99. Sherry Darnell got the Janet Jackson. The White Stripes was just self-titled. The White Stripes was just self-titled. Paul Brothers also on the Janet Jackson waiting list. Skid Row, this is on, I wish I could remember now. Can I peek at the vinyl to see? I think it's silver. This should be silver vinyl. Skid Row is $39.99. Skid Row is $39.99. We did have a wait list for that Pearl Jam Volume 1. That's Brent McKinney. Brent McKinney, you was needing a Pearl Jam. I've got you down for one. Amy Hutchings wants the one we have here in the bin. Paul Brothers on the Janet Jackson wait list, and Kevin Scott on Skid Row. We do have a bid on Men at Work, which was with Joe Valente. Joe Valente has Men at Work for $35. That's going twice, going 3 times. Billie Eilish. This is When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Billie Eilish is $36.99. Billie Eilish is $36.99. And Tracy Miller, I had you on a waiting list for that, and I've got another one. And this is on colored vinyl. This is on colored vinyl, $36.99. I only had one Skid Row. George Strait, Pure Country, is $33.99. George Strait, Pure Country. This is the 25th anniversary. Limited edition vinyl, which is true because they press these and then you never see them again for like 6 months. George is $33.99. We have 2 of those. REM, Life's Rich Pageant. REM is $33.99. And we have Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy. And this is in the red, glower in the dark vinyl, $28.99. So, let's see. Kevin got Skid Row. Susie's on the waiting list. Eric only had 1. Fred Carnell is at 37 at Men at Work. The George Straits I've only got 2, and we need to give one to Amy Hutchings and Sherry Darnell. We also need to put back Chris DeMoss's Now Yearbook 86. He said he already had that. And we've got somebody, test. Can everybody hear me? Test. Test. Let me turn this one off. Not been a signal thing. That one was on and it was plugged in. Okay. Yeah, something happened there. Not for sure. All right. Let me see what's going on now. Boy, when my sound goes out, y'all definitely let me know. Mic out, audio, sound. I'm looking for a Bon Jovi claim. I know there's one in there somewhere. Heather Perry on Bon Jovi Crossroads. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. So REM was still available, Life's Rich Pageant. I forgot I was out of these, and I'm glad I saw them when they were in stock. This is one of our best-selling music on vinyl titles. This is Velvet Revolver, Contraband. Those are $49.99. Velvet Revolver, Contraband, oh my gosh. I forgot his name. STP guy. $49.99. Metallica, the Japanese broadcast. Metallica, the Japan broadcast, 1986. And there was somebody waiting on one of these. Dale Cooper. Scott Weiland. Yes, that's who it is. Thank you. Metallica, the Japan broadcast, 1986, $49.99. That's a 2LP unofficial. So Velvet Revolver is $49.99. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, $36.99. He's the DJ, $36.99. That's a 2LP. And Jason Isbell and the 400 unit, Here We Rest. Jason Isbell is $28.99. Okay, so Heather Perry got the Bon Jovi. That's a 2LP Crossroads. That's the best of Bon Jovi. All the great songs. That's $44.99. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. And then we have Ryan Foster claiming the Metallica. Ryan Foster claiming the Metallica there. Okay. Where did I get to? Let's go right here. Breaking Benjamin. This is called Ember. Breaking Benjamin Ember. $29.99. 2 copies of Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things. Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things. $44.99. Robert Voris wants a copy of the Velvet Revolver. Robert, let me know if you're a first-time customer. If you are, I'll give you some first-time buyer instructions. Dwayne Sevilla, first on Breaking Benjamin. If you're just hopping on, we're on our first crate of the night of new stuff. A lot of single LPs in here. What I'm doing is if you want one, let me know. If we sell out one and somebody else needs one, we'll get it ordered for you. It'll be in next week. Men at Work is the last bid I seen on that was Fred Carnell at 37, and then my mic went out, so I don't know what happened. So Joe Valente or anybody else, if you can let me know if you're in or out, let me know, and we will go ahead and wrap that up, and I'll put up 2 new ones. Greg Stone on the DJ Fresh Prince. That's sold to Greg Stone. And we have Outcast, AT Aliens, $36.99. Also, Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things, was $44.99. Joe Valente was at $38. The White Stripes was not the pre-order. No, the White Stripes is just a new restock. That's their self-titled first album. Just a repress of that, $31.99. First-time buyer instructions. First, thank you and welcome. Before that, though, Joe Valente's at 38 at Men at Work, so Fred Carnell, you're out on that. Thank you and welcome, Robert. Make sure you send our Facebook page a message. We just need a message from you in our inbox with your email address and your mailing address. Email address and your mailing address. That's all we need. We will invoice you on Monday. We usually do this 6 times a week. I think we're only going to have 4 shows this week. We've got one coming up again on Saturday. No show tomorrow night. We've got one on Saturday night. And we invoice on Monday. $7 unlimited shipping. He's already sent us an email. Boy, he's quick. System of a Down, Toxicity. System of a Down is $28.99. Fred's back in on Men at Work at $40. The Essential NOS, 2 LPs, 19 tracks, $36.99. And I haven't seen this in quite some time. This is James Taylor. Surprise restock. James Taylor's Greatest Hits, $28.99. $28.99. Paul Brothers wants a Will Smith, so put him on the waiting list for the DJ Jazzy Jeff. Heather Perry wants a Velvet Revolver. Cameron Nance first on NOS. And Cameron Porter, spelt completely differently, wants System of a Down. Brandon Lack also on a System of a Down. Cameron Nance on James Taylor, and Paul Brothers on James Taylor. Those are sold and sold. Also one for Stacy Brown. And Men at Work, Joe Valente's out, so Fred Carnell has that for $40. That's going twice, going 3 times. I got 2 copies of James Taylor. We were getting low on Metallica Reload, so I went ahead and grabbed a couple. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy a bunch. This is $39.99 for Metallica Reload. And SOD, Stormtroopers of Death. Speak English or Die, $31.99 SOD. Blackberry Smoke, this is the Southern Ground Sessions, 180 gram Orange Crush Vinyl. That is $28.99 for Blackberry Smoke. Smashing Pumpkins, Pisces Iscariot. Wow, just one random copy. $31.99 for the Smashing Pumpkins. $31.99. Dennis Nelson on SOD. That's sold to Dennis Nelson. And Kraftwerk is $28.99, and this is on yellow colored vinyl. Yellow colored vinyl on Kraftwerk, $28.99. Smashing Pumpkins to Kevin Tays, and Joe Sloop on Blackberry Smoke. Those are sold and sold. Men at Work is also sold for $40 to Fred Carnell. If anybody wants to Elton John for a buy it now, $35 buy it now. Elton John Single Man. I have not had this one before as a Japanese press. Elton John, a Single Man. I have Siamese Dream. They're $99.99. I have those. I've got about 8. I'm looking at them right now. I've got about 8 copies in stock. And Melancholy. And Gish. And Adore. The Go-Go's Greatest Hits. $33.99 for the Go-Go's Greatest Hits. Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits. $28.99. Billy Idol, self-titled, his first LP release. $33.99. And this is, I forgot what this was. George Michael. Where's Carlene at? George Michael, Listen Without Prejudice. That is $28.99. George Strait, Oceanfront Property, $28.99. And Korn Issues. Korn Issues is $36.99. $36.99. Big Star. This is called The Best of Big Star. 2 LPs at 45 RPM. $41.99. The Best of Big Stars. Cameron Nance on Sly and the Family Stone. That's sold to Cameron Nance, Sly and the Family Stone. Susie Breedlove on Billy Idol. Joe Valente second. Right now, that's the only Blackberry Smoke that I can get. Let's see. Who got the Warren Zevon earlier? There was 2 people who wanted it. I don't know who was first, but whoever else, we can put them on a waiting list. So, let's see here. We got Ron Stoltz on George Strait. Ron Stoltz on George Strait. Patrick Carter on BS, and that was Big Star probably. Patrick Carter on Big Star. George Michael for Kuda Bryan, and she says she already has that one. That's what I figured. Colin Butler was second on Big Star, and Patrick Carter, yes, that's what I got you for, Big Star. Kevin Blackfox on Bon Jovi wait list, and Joe Valente on the Warren Zevon wait list. Okay, the Breakfast Club soundtrack, $33.99. Earth, Wind & Fire, the best of Earth, Wind & Fire, $28.99, and Judas Priest Turbo, $28.99. That was some good stuff. I've learned very quickly some titles that I definitely need to keep more in stock of. That was almost an experimental crate. Some of that stuff we've never had, or I probably haven't had in like a year. So that was what was going on with those for sure. Aaron Jolly on the Breakfast Club. Aaron Jolly on Breakfast Club. No, I don't think I missed the calls on SOD. For the most part, I've just been reading off who got it, and I think Tanner was keeping up with the wait list. He said barely. So what we'll probably do is get some more of that stuff in stock. We've got most of the wait list down. I may go back through and rewatch and figure out that was fast pace. Not only is Tanner trying to tag, he's also trying to tag all the backups of waiting list and whatnot. So, all right, I got 2 more Japanese auctions. Before I put those up, let me go through the list on this. So, I know for sure we sold the SOD. If anybody else wants one, just let me know right now, and I can get those. And then Amy Hutchings was second on Breakfast Club. And yes, anything that we sold out of, Billy Idol, sure thing on a waiting list. That's what Kuda Bryan wants on. So, let's go through these one more time. So what I have left in here is what I have left. And then I'm about to go through the newest crate of vintage, which is some great stuff. Newest crate of vintage stuff. Smashing Pumpkins. At $99.99. Why is it so expensive? Because the demand is always through the roof. I've sold them for $100 for a long time. I guess since we've been getting them. Rainbow originals are hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So anytime you got something hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, especially Melancholy, and the represses are very limited. They keep it very low production. When they press those Smashing Pumpkins albums, they don't press a whole lot. And then they put them out in the market. You'll see the prices drop, and then they'll go right back up. It's just been that way. I've seen it that way for 4 years solid now on the Smashing Pumpkins prices. Rainbow Down to Earth. Rainbow Down to Earth. This is a $35 start. Rainbow Down to Earth. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. Rainbow Down to Earth. $35 start. Near mint pristine Japanese LP. And we have the obi, and the cover is very, very nice as well. The other is the Knack. Is going to be a $25 start. The Knack, self-titled. There's the Japanese insert. There's the near mint and pristine LP. $25 start on the Knack. The Rainbow and the Knack. That's our first two auctions. Okay. Here's what's left in this bin. We have Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror. Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror. $39.99. That's Greatest Hits Volume 1. Billie Eilish. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? That is $36.99. REM, Life's Rich Pageant, is $33.99. Velvet Revolver is $49.99. Music on Vinyl, Velvet Revolver, $49.99. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, Here We Rest. Jason Isbell, $28.99. 2 copies left of Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things. Dave Matthews Band is $44.99. Outcast, AT Aliens. Outcast is $36.99. AT Aliens. The White Stripes, $31.99. And James Taylor is $28.99. James Taylor, $28.99. Metallica Reload, $39.99. Metallica Reload, $39.99. Blackberry Smoke, that's on orange vinyl, $28.99. Tracy, I've got you down for a Billie Eilish. Sure thing. Kraftwerk Computer World, that's on yellow vinyl. Kraftwerk is $28.99. The Go-Go's Greatest Hits, $33.99. Korn Issues, $36.99 for Korn. Judas Priest Turbo, $28.99. Earth, Wind & Fire, the best of Earth, Wind & Fire, $28.99. All right, I'm going to put up our first crate of vintage LPs, which is some really, really good stuff. So, Jet It on KW, which was, KW was, he might have meant EWF, Earth, Wind & Fire. I'm not for sure. We're about to find out, though. I don't think there is. Oh, it may be for Kraftwerk. Is it? Let me know. Okay, first crate of new vintage stuff. Let me take a peek in here. I think I have got to look through these, but that's about it. So, let's see what we got. There's some great stuff in here, though. This continues from that collection I got the other night. So, Jedit wants Kraftwerk, and Susie wants Earth, Wind & Fire. That was a chaotic first bin. I feel like we sold 2/3 of it, but probably if I had 5 and 6 copies of everything, we could have got everybody's request, but we'll get them in as soon as possible. So, Kraftwerk is sold to Jedit, and Susie Breedlove gets Earth, Wind & Fire. We have 1 copy of Billie Eilish left. Yeah, it's in the is on the waiting list. Yeah, it's on the waiting list. Okay, new vintage arrivals. $35 start on Rainbow, $25 on the Knack, if anybody is interested. 38 Special Flashback. This is the best of 38 Special, $24.99. Reload was $39.99. The South's Greatest Hits, $19.99. This is a compilation with the Allman Brothers, Greg Allman, Amazing Rhythm Aces, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Marshall Tucker, Outlaws, Wet Willie, $19.99. The Beatles, Yesterday and Today. This is the green Target label, as in not the Blockbuster, Block Store as in Target up there at the top. $34.99. This was not sold in Target is what I'm trying to say. The store. $34.99. That's what we call the green Target label. That's in shrink wrap. $34.99. James Cohorn on 38 Special. James C. Jones on the South's Greatest Hits. And Warren Wilkie on the Beatles. This bin, for my first initial peek at it, probably won't be a whole lot left in here. Hard Day's Night. This copy's in shrink wrap. This was pressed in 1971. Really nice copy. United Artists reissue. $29.99. All Things Must Pass. This is a nice one. $49.99. Let me see what we got. There's the poster. All Things Must Pass. 3 LPs. Let me see if it is a Apple or Capital. Wow, a very nice Apple copy. $49.99. All Things Must Pass. George Harrison. This is a nice one. $49.99. Rosie wanted Hen, but she meant it Hard Day's Night, and Brian Miller was second. That's so did Rosie Taylor. George Harrison's $49.99. 38 Special. Special Forces. Wow, a sealed copy. Sealed, unopened, 1982, $34.99. Sealed copy of Special Forces, $34.99. This is a 2004 pressing of Velvet Underground and Nico, $34.99. It's in mono. It is in mono. It's a 2004 pressing, $34.99. Jocko Belli Dante wants the 38 Special. Clusters and Eno. This is a 1977 German pressing, $54.99. Cluster and Eno, $54.99. Is the All Things Must Pass in original box. This is 100% original. Box, the vinyl, the posters. Herbie Hancock, Future Shock is $19.99. Herbie Hancock, Future Shock, and Yellow Submarine. Wow. $74.99. $74.99. We have ourselves a 1969 OG Pittman press in shrink wrap. $74.99. $74.99. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine. Boy, the font looks weird on that one. 69 Pittman press in shrink wrap. $74.99. Grand Funk's Hits. $19.99. Great compilation here. Grand Funk Hits. It's got the original inner sleeve. It's got all the great Grand Funk songs on it. $19.99. Billy Joel Turnstiles. $14.99 for Billy Joel. And Level 42, Running in the Family. Level 42 is $19.99. Trey Mendenhall wants the All Things Must Pass. Nick Todd on, Susie on Grand Funk. Susie on Grand Funk and Ryan Foster first on Billy Joel. Let me put up some new auctions because I do have this copy of Paranoid I want to sell. We got the Knack. And let me put that away. If anybody wants it, it's a $25 buy it now. My Sharona, that's for a buy it now. And Rainbow is a $35 buy it now. So if anybody wants those, you can go ahead and claim them. There's Rainbow and the Knack, and we still got Elton John over there. All buy it nows. All buy it nows if anybody's interested in those. Here's what I use for the thumbnail image. Let me get them over here where I can show them to you. I said earlier when the show come on, except I'm going to tell you the only thing wrong with it. It's got some damage down here on the bottom spine. But this is an exceptionally nice copy. It's got some water damage, which has caused some wear on the bottom spine. An unusually nice green label, Black Sabbath Paranoid. This thing's historically known for having heavy ring wear just naturally. I think it came from the factory almost that way. You know, just always show signs of wear. This one's actually really nice, super clean. John put it down as a 1971 Terre Haute. That's an OG. Very nice. $45 start. I said earlier I was going to start it a lot higher. I've had a change of heart. $45 start. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. This right here is a problem with the bottom. I can't call it, I wish I could call it pristine. I was like, well, if I find a better jacket, but I probably won't find a better jacket. Even with this, still very nice. $45 start on that. And we have Judas Priest British Steel, which is currently out of print, and we never get OGs in. This is a 2017 press, $25 start on Judas Priest British Steel. $25 start on that. Okay, back up to the top. We had Grand Funk to Susie. Nick Todd was second. Ryan Foster first to Billy Joel. Ron Stoltz was second. Tracy Poston was first to Level 42. Joe Valente was second. Chris DeMoss wants the Knack over here in the Japanese buy it now pile. That's sold to Chris DeMoss for $25. Black Sabbath 45, 48, and 50, 55. Judas Priest 30, and what do we have next? Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, Gold Stamp promo, $9.99. Zebra, No Telling Lies. Zebra is $19.99, No Telling Lies. Gold Stamp promo strip on the front, and a non-promo label. It's always a disappointment. $19.99. Zebra, Kansas, Song for America. Another nice copy of this, Kansas, $19.99. And Guitar Slinger, Johnny Winter, Guitar Slinger on the Alligator label, $19.99. Tom Cochran and Red Rider, Tom Cochran and Red Rider, $19.99. Boz Scaggs, Middle Man, Boz Scaggs, Middle Man, really nice copy, also $19.99. All right, let's go back through the comments. So Black Sabbath 50, 55, Judas Priest 30, Judas Priest 40, Black Sabbath 56, Judas Priest 50, Ryan Anderson first to Zebra. Ryan Anderson first to Zebra. Brent got his invoice. Brandon Jackson second to Zebra. Randy's at 55 on Judas Priest. Brian C. is fourth on Zebra, and Black Sabbath is at 60. Kansas, Power. Kansas is $19.99. And Olay ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. Olay ELO, $19.99. Evil Woman. What a song. Fleetwood Mac, Mystery to Me. Fleetwood Mac is $24.99. Mystery to Me, gatefold. Really nice copy of Fleetwood Mac, $24.99. And we had a copy last night. I don't know who was on. Somebody asked 2 or 3 times for a copy of Freeze Frame. Here's another one in shrink wrap, near mint, $19.99. The Sting is $19.99. The Sting. I need to rewatch that. I watched it once after everybody was rioting because I never watched it, but that's the Ragtime compilation. Very cool. And Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits. Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits. Let's see what label it is on. It's on the Columbia, the second Columbia label for that album, but very nice. Okay, let me go back up to the top. So we got Zebra taken care of. Black Sabbath was at 60. Gary's out on Black Sabbath. Darren Wortman wants Kansas Power. That's so did Darren Wortman. I liked it when he called OELO. I know some of y'all have like really messed up my sayings, right? I used to call that OELO because that's what I thought it was like a flashback, like, oh, there's some OELO. But when it has the little accent mark, it says Olay. Richard Bedford, first on Jay Giles. That's so to Richard Bedford. Gerard Cacciatore was first on the Fleetwood Mac. Eddie's out on Judas Priest. Michael was second on Fleetwood Mac. Brandon Sanders is at 70 on Black Sabbath. And let's get our auctions updated. So we do have an OG 1971 copy of Black Sabbath Paranoid. It's in the original Warner Brothers inner sleeve. Green label. Super nice. Uncommonly good condition for this album. Great cover, minimum ring wear, which is common for this album. But here's the problem. It looks like it was sitting on a shelf where it got damp right here, and it caused some wear on the bottom of the spine. Only flaw, super nice copy. High bid right now is Brandon Sanders at $70. Then we have Judas Priest. Judas Priest is at 55 with Randy Taborin. This is a 2017 remaster of British Steel. Nice copy. Near mint, of course. That is at 55. 55. Randy's at 55 and Black Sabbath is at 70. Back to the crate. We sold 2 last night. We sold 2 copies last night. Here's another. The Concert for Bangladesh. The Concert for Bangladesh. This is $49.99. Concert for Bangladesh. Book. $49.99. I don't know if I can say much more about that. We spent a lot of time on one last night reading the tracks. Tommy, The Who. This has the booklet with it, $39.99. Tommy, The Who. This is an original Decca pressing, $39.99. Quicksilver is $19.99. Quicksilver self-titled, $19.99. Billy Joel, The Stranger, $14.99 for Billy Joel, The Stranger. And the Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute. What a Fool Believes, $14.99. 38 Special, Tour de Force, $24.99, and Jefferson Starship, Winds of Change. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Brent McKinney wants the Concert for Bangladesh. Final call on Black Sabbath and final call on Judas Priest. Jocko Belli Dante wants the Billy Joel. That's The Stranger, that's sold to Jocko Belli. And Alabama Mountain Music, $9.99. Alabama Mountain Music. Chet Atkins, Stay Tuned. This has the Grammy Award winner hype sticker on it, $9.99 for Chet Atkins. The Wichita Lineman, Glenn Campbell, $9.99. What a nice copy. The Wichita Lineman, $9.99. Al Stewart, Time Passages, sealed, a sealed copy, $24.99. Sealed copy, $24.99. Arthur Maldondo, first to Alabama. David Tate was second. Rob Scheffler, first on Chet Atkins. We have Seals and Croft, Summer Breeze. What a great song. What a great album. $9.99. That's in shrink wrap. Brad's Brain wants Doobie Brothers Minute by Minute. Brad, have you bought from us before? I think you have, or maybe for the first time this week. If not, I'll give you first-time buyer instructions. Please let me know if you're a first-time buyer. And Dennis Nelson on Glenn Campbell and Dennis Nelson on Tommy. Great pickups there. So Tommy got those two, Glenn Campbell and The Who. Randy Scarborough wants Seals and Croft. And Tracy Miller was second to Glenn Campbell. Okay, let's sell Judas Priest for $55. Judas Priest is sold for $55 to Randy Tabron, and Brandon Sanders gets the Black Sabbath Paranoid. Black Sabbath Paranoid for $70. That's sold to Brandon Sanders. Nice. I wish it didn't. If it didn't have that cover damage at the bottom, I would think these nice clean copies, if you're sitting on a nice near mint copy of Black Sabbath Paranoid and a true first press, truly stone dead mint, in my opinion, it's now a $100 album. I wouldn't take any less than that if you had a true mint copy that's confirmed, perfect, flawless. If you have one in shrink wrap, that would be incredible. Sean Fairweather wants the Velvet Underground. That's sold to Sean Fairweather. Okay, let me put up two new auctions. I think Tanner would probably appreciate that as much as we're currently selling right now. Where's my crate at? Let me see what's in the vintage bin. Let's see if he put out that Rush album. I think I see it. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Man, this is nice. Ta-da. This is a 1981 pressing. It's a PRC Compton press. PRC Compton press. Rush. Self-titled. It's in shrink wrap. It's a Sound Savers reissue from 1981, which will be on this Mercury label here. It is near mint. It's a really nice copy. Vinyl. The cover, I mean, we're looking at no creases. It's in shrink wrap. It's got the cool Sound Saver sticker. $55 start. $55 start on Rush self-titled. Near mint, minus in shrink wrap. $55 start on that. That was in our next vintage bin. Let me see what else he's got in here. Aha. I forgot about all these. We got Dark Side of the Moon, a nice copy with poster, Electric Ladyland, a nice copy of Abbey Road. Wow, he's put out a bunch of Beatles. He's put out a bunch of Beatles the night we're putting Beatles on sale, but these are really good copies. These are like Revolver and Rubber Soul and stuff that I know everybody's on standby. Wow, this next crate is incredible. I can't put all these up for auction. But I remember looking at this copy of Electric Ladyland when I got this. When I got this copy of Electric Ladyland in this collection, I remember looking at it and I was like, wow, we haven't had a nice vintage copy in quite some time. Once again, another copy that is prone to have a lot of ring wear. This one's not bad. Whenever you get it, you'll probably want to store the LPs outside of the cover. Very nice, very clean, near mint minus, EX plus, near mint minus. This is a 1972. Of course, this album originally came out in 68, I believe. Yeah, it should be 68, original release year. This is a 1972, and this is a $40 start. Very clean copy. I love the artwork on this. That kind of painted, like looks like thermal imaging or something of Hendrix. $40 start on Electric Ladyland. Has the original reprise in her sleeves. It's that one tone, and that is a $40 start. $40 start on Hendrix. Electric Ladyland. I don't know when the last time of one of those just popped up in a bin. It's been a while. Okay, so let's go back up here to the top. We have Rush Chip Hall's at $60. Rush is at $60 with Chip Hall. I got a moon pressing of that Rush. I wish. Nope, I've had an opportunity to buy one before. Craig's at 40 on Jimi Hendrix. Live, Creedence Clearwater Revival in Europe. Live CCR, $39.99. We have Chicken Shack, OK Ken. This is $49.99. Chicken Shack from 1969. Chicken Shack, $49.99. Is this something wrong with the cover? Yeah, it looks like there's something going on back here with the cover. Looks like something got stuck to it at one time. It has a demonstration not for sale stamp. The vinyl and the front of the cover is really nice though. $49.99. Neil Young, everybody knows this is nowhere. $34.99. I'm telling you, if you like some nice vintage 60s, 70s rock, plus a quick surprise, I do have a crate from, you remember that batch of hair metal and metal we sold last week? I've got a whole new crate of that. I'm about to start putting up for auction whenever we get done with some of these. I got Van Halen's and who else is over there? Lots of Van Halen's, and I'll have to go get it. But it's from the same customer. I got those. I've had them over there for a couple days. So Ian Gom with the Win, $19.99. The Plimsolls, or the Plimsolls. I don't know if I've ever mastered that one. $14.99. The DBs like this. The DBs is $19.99. The DBs like this. Japan, 1984 UK press, $24.99. This is Adolescent Sex, Japan, $24.99. Fabulous Poodles, what a nice cover. Fabulous Poodles is $19.99. What do we have here? It's $49.99 from 1986. This is Brotherhood, $49.99. And the Chocolate Watch Band, $99.99. This is a VG copy. It's a white label promo. Side 1 has 4 feelable scratches, FYI. Side 2 is a VG Plus. Man, I never get many of these in. The Chocolate Watch Band, $99.99. White label promo. Side 1 has 4 feelable marks. White label promo, $99.99. I wish it was the Inner Mystique. New Order, I was about to say, I don't think that was Brotherhood. Yes, New Order on this one. I've had that before. They are throwing me some curveballs. Let me go ahead and tag what's in here, and then we'll update our auctions. The Plimsolls is sold to Brad Moore. I believe Wayne Titsworth wants the Chocolate Watch Band. One Step Beyond, that's sold to Wayne. We'll make sure that's right. And Hendry, that's New Order. Thank you, Hendry. Mike Cochran on the Fabulous Poodles. Toby Grimm was first to the New Order. And Gavin, right now, Chocolate Watch Band is sold unless Wayne says otherwise. And Electric Ladyland, this is a 1972 Terre Haute, really nice copy. We have Jared the Jagger at $42 on that. Jared's at $42 on Jimi Hendrix. That's going twice, going 3 times. Really clean copy of Electric Ladyland. Surprised that doesn't have more activity. And Rush is at $60 with Chip Hall. Rush is at $60 with Chip Hall. That is going twice, going 3 times. This is a 1981, and it is in shrink wrap. It's a really nice copy. Chip Hall is at $60 on that. Okay, let's go through this crate one more time. Some fantastic stuff in here. Brent's at $45 on Jimi Hendrix. Like I said, I haven't had a nice, clean, especially for the cover, Electric Ladyland in several months. And then this is usually like, I figured some people would get in the boxing ring for this. Chip Hall's got it for its final call right now at $60. Cluster and Eno. One more time in this crate before we get to the crazy next crate from what I just looked at. That's a 1977 German pressing, $54.99. Cluster and Eno. Herbie Hancock, Future Shock. This is $19.99. Herbie Hancock, Future Shock. The Beatles, kind of surprised this is still here. It's a 69 Pittman press. 69 Pittman press. OG. In shrink wrap, $74.99. That one might be worth keeping. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls is $9.99. Brent Rabley wants Ryan Anderson wants the Japan. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. Jimi Hendrix is at $52 with Brent Rabley. And the cover on that, Wayne, was really nice. Really nice cover on the Chocolate Watch Band. The vinyl, VG, the other side was nice on side 2. Look at this stovepipe. Krista Moss got me. It's a monster. Look at this, Tanner. If I drink all that, I'll be over here. That's like a extra large can. Wow. Okay. Chip Hall. I got to end it. I was waiting for like 5 more people to start bidding, but that's sold to Chip Hall for $60. Jimi Hendrix is at $55. And the Hendrix label, this is a 72 Terre Haute. 72 Terre Haute. It's a single tone reprise label. 72 on that. Jared the Jagger's at $55. Condition of YS. This is EX Plus, the Near Mint Minus. One of the nicer ones I've seen. EX Plus, the Near Mint Minus. And the cover's in shrink wrap. Very nice cover too. No creases, no bends. It's in shrink wrap. Nice colors. Austin, we've already sold the Fabulous Poodles. Kansas, $19.99. That's what I was about to say. We just sold a vintage pressing of Rush for the same price as the new pressings. So I figured that was interesting. Jeff Hole wants the Yardbirds, or excuse me, not the Yardbird. I usually see YB or YS, I think Yardbirds. Jeff on Yellow Submarine. If anybody's a first-time buyer, Jeff, I don't know if we've sold to you or not. Let me know. If you are a first-time buyer, please make sure you message our page if you didn't have instructions already. So here's that copy of Yellow Submarine, or excuse me, of Abbey Road. This is a 1971 71 Winchester press. Of course, this album was released in 1969. Still remains a masterpiece all these years later, 52 years later. $35 start. So if y'all seen earlier, I posted a video, this incredible video of all these Beatle albums we got. The first part of that video where I'm flipping through all those Abbey Roads and Sgt. Peppers, none of those have been processed or put out. You won't see those tonight. You may not see them for a few more shows. That's from the Dallas collection. We probably had 100 copies of Abbey Road. So when we go through those, we'll pull some out, and most of them look like what you normally see. They're completely worn out. And then we'll pull out another one, and it'll look like this, and actually a clean copy. And then the next thing we have to do is figure out what kind of pressing it is. They sold millions of these all through the late 60s, early 70s, mid-70s, late 70s, the 80s, the mid-80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and we're still selling them here. They're pressing these right now in 2023. So we got to figure out what copies and condition. We clean them, we grade them. This is actually a nice copy, and most of them, the nice ones, thank you, Ed. See ya. The nice copies we'll probably put out for auction. Then what we're going to do is we've got this many Sgt. Peppers that are probably like VG copies that will be pretty similar, like pressed between 67 and the mid-70s. And we'll probably put them all out, and I'll be like, okay, I've got 10 VG copies of Sgt. Pepper's for $19.99. And I'll have all those ready one night, and we'll do all that. What we're going to put on sale tonight is all the duplicates of like all the McCartney albums we have. We have 10 copies of McCartney. So some of that later tonight, after we get through all the new arrivals, it will be later tonight, but we're going to have a bunch of Beatles albums on sale. That is what is going to be going on tonight. So, okay, let's get everything updated and back to where I was. Jeff, thank you. He got the Yellow Submarine. Joe Sloop on Kansas. I don't think I pulled that yet. Joe Sloop got Kansas. Gary Samuels is at 35 on the Beatles. So is Stephanie Harder. Brent's at 58 on Jimi Hendrix. I don't have a vintage copy of Beatles for sale or any kind of OG or vintage. I think we have that on new vinyl. The Beatles at 40. Charlie DeFrank wants the Ian Gom. Charlie DeFrank gets the Ian Gom. Joseph's at 45 on Abbey Road. Let's see here. And sorry, he wants condition and label. It is near mint. It's $19.99. It's actually a white label promo on Stiff Epic. It's a white label promo. Jimi Hendrix is now 60. And this is just the first grade of vintage. I knew it would be some great stuff tonight from that collection I got in Old Hickory. Johnny Winter on the Alligator label. Guitar Slinger, $19.99. And Tom Cochrane and Red Rider, $19.99. Boz Scaggs' Middleman. Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits and The Sting. Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits and The Sting. Those are both $19.99. Very clean copies of all three of those albums. Olay ELO. This is like a quick compilation of ELO music, Showdown, as featured in Is it The Big Lebowski, the bowling movie? That song's on there. Can't Get It Out of My Head. Evil Woman, Strange Magic. Those are all available. Let's see. Jared DeJagger's at 60 on Jimi Hendrix. Now Brent's at 65. Gary's out on the Beatles. Charlie DeFrank wants the M. Gom, and Gary Samuels wants the Johnny Winter. So we know we're at 65 on Hendrix. The Beatles is at with 45 with Joseph Feliciti. $45 with Joseph. Quicksilver, $19.99. Did I see Boontar Jones comment earlier? I was gonna. Boontar, are you still watching? 38 Special, Tour de Force, $24.99. 38 Special, Tour de Force. Jefferson Starship, Winds of Change, $14.99. Jefferson Starship, Winds of Change. Al Stewart, Time Passages. Al Stewart, Time Passages. That's a sealed copy, $24.99. Creedence Clearwater, live in Europe, $39.99 for CCR, live in Europe. Chicken Shack, surprise this is still here, $49.99 from 1969. Neil Young, his classic album, Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. Boy, how good is Cinnamon Girl and Down by the River? And Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. And Cowgirl on the Sand, $34.99, very clean copy. And the DBs, Like This, $19.99. Stephanie's back in on the Beatles at 47. Susie's at, Susie wants the 38 Special. And let's do a final call. Brent Rabley has 65 on the Jimi Hendrix. Jared says he's out. So that looks like that's going to go to Brent. Final call and final call on Abbey Road. Well, not a final call because we're still bidding. Stephanie just came in at 47. And Jaco Belli Dante wants the Neil Young. So, yes, Boontar, I was going to say thank you for making those videos. That was, I appreciate that. That was really cool to watch. I've seen 2 so far. If you've made more, I've got to go back and find them. But thank you for making those videos. I appreciate that. And thanks for the kind words and remarks. That was pretty cool. Boontar did some unboxing videos of his Colectco order. And that was really cool. So it's fun to see these go from one collection to here and then to the customer. The Chicken Shack, sure thing. It looks like it has a retail price tag that somebody tried to take off. We have Near Mint minus LP. This is on the Blue Horizon. The cover, I'll have to give it a VG or VG minus. It's all nice, except for it looks like something got stuck to the back of it. It's got a promo stamp, and that's $49.99. Okay, I think everybody's done on the auctions. Let me put up a new crate, and we will keep rolling. Let's go ahead and go through another crate of vintage because there's some incredible stuff in this one. Let me go through it one more time and make sure I've pulled out everything I wanted to auction, which was the ones we have up right now. Let me mix up these Beatles a little bit because we got them all together. Just FYI, there's a copy of Help in here. We got a nice copy of Meet the Beatles in shrink wrap. Another copy of another Beatles album in shrink wrap. Yeah, well, there's so many in here, they'll have to be back to back, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, nice crate of albums here. Let's go through it. Yeah, Boontar made those videos on TikTok. I saw a lot of people commenting and stuff, so thank you. Yeah, anytime y'all can post what you're buying and in a community somewhere and people can see us, that would be very appreciative. Okay. All right, Abbey Road is sold. Abbey Road is sold to Stephanie Harder for $47. Stephanie got Abbey Road for $47, and Jimi Hendrix is sold to Brent Rabley for $65. Nice albums. That's some of my favorite music there. Hendrix, Electric Ladyland, and Abbey Road. Let me see what I got in the Japanese crate first before I put up any new OG stuff. Let's see. Oh, is this the colored vinyl? Oh, wow. That's the only 2 words I can use to describe this. This is a $95 start. Queen Live Killers, Japanese press on colored vinyl. Christmas colors, green and red, near mint and pristine. Queen Killers, this is a $95 start. There's one LP. There's the other green and red translucent vinyl. We've got the original inner sleeves. It has information about the songs. There's the lyric insert and Japanese insert. Gatefold cover, really nice. No signs of wear on this one with Obi. Queen Live Killers on colored vinyl, $95 start. that is available for bid. Okay, let me put up the Dark Side of the Moon. Don't get many copies. This is a 75, which it's really hard. I mean, I've looked up a lot of copies of Dark Side of the Moon. It's so hard for me to find a 73. They're usually 75. I mean, that's what I usually find. This one, is this the one? Yes. This is the 75 press, gatefold. If you're looking for a nice, clean copy of Dark Side of the Moon, once again, we've got stacks of these, and they're always worn out. This has the posters. No stickers, I don't think. Missing, yeah, the stickers are always hard to get. No stickers with this one. So, there's Dark Side of the Moon, about a VG Plus cover. It does have a crease right here. I mean, it's really hard to find these perfect. A little bit of shelf wear, couple corner dings. There's the cover. It does have the two posters, the one with the band shots and, of course, the Egyptian pyramids. And the vinyl is a non-check condition LP, which means it's EX Plus to near mint minus. Now, this record is historically known. You can open up a brand new sealed 75 copy, and they're never going to be dead quiet. They're not going to be dead quiet. So it's just something with this album. This is probably still going to be, you know, it's going to be EX probably. I've never really had a copy of this, and I've said near mint. I've seen some that look near mint. They don't play near mint. So Dark Side of the Moon. This is a $35 start. $35 start with two posters. 75 Winchester press. $35 start. Queen is a $95 start. Okay. Buy it nows. $64.99. $64.99. David Bowie Space Oddity. Really clean copy. RCA orange label. Original inner sleeve. 1972 Indianapolis press in shrink wrap. $64.99. $64.99. Tinsley Ellis Fanning the Flames. $19.99. Genuine house rockin' music from Alligator Records. $19.99 for Tinsley Ellis. Supertramp Breakfast in America. $19.99. Supertramp Breakfast in America. $19.99. And Something New, The Beatles. This is an Apple press, an Apple Winchester press. $29.99. It is in shrink wrap. Something New, The Beatles. Something New, The Beatles. $29.99. That's in shrink wrap. Paul Desmond, Pure Desmond, CTI label, $24.99. Paul Desmond, Pure Desmond. And Leo Kottke Balance. Leo Kottke Balance. Gold stamp promo, $9.99 for Kottke. Layla, we sold one of these last night. $34.99. Derek and the Dominoes, Layla. Well, if you was tuned in last night, we had about 70, 80 people watching, and it was 12:30 a.m., 1:30 for a lot of people on the East Coast, and I was going through some crates, and what I was doing is I was just showing a record, and we were marking them down, and we sold almost a half a crate, and it was 12:30, and I think I could have went for another 2 hours, and everybody would have stuck with me. So it's only 8:11 right now. We're going to be here for a while selling records. Meet the Beatles in shrink wrap, which is a green Target label, which is a repress. This is on the Winchester. This is a Winchester green Target label, $34.99. Nice copy, though, in shrink wrap of Meet the Beatles. All right, I got a lot to tag here. First, we got Jocko Belli bid $35 on Pink Floyd. Gary bid $38. John Young does want the David Bowie. John Young got the David Bowie. James C. Jones, first on Supertramp. Gary Samuels bid Pink Floyd at $38. Justin bid Pink Floyd at $40. Alan Totten wants the Leo Kottke. Chris Kirkley on Derek and the Dominoes. Michael Nath on the Tinsley. Michael Nath on the Tinsley. That's sold to C. Michael Nath. And let me see where we're at. Queen Live Killers is colored vinyl. $95 start. Green and red vinyl. $95 start. And the Dark Side of the Moon is a 75 press. High bid is $40 with Justin Dean. Justin has that for $40. J.J. Cale, Troubadour, $34.99. J.J. Cale. David Bowie, Let's Dance. I've been waiting for one of these to finally come back in. Original inner sleeve, $34.99. I've been listening to this a lot more lately, just since I got in pretty heavily to Stevie Ray Vaughan. He plays the lead guitar on this album. You can really hear it on the track. This is a club pressing, by the way. Cat People, Putting Out Fire. That's probably my favorite track on the album. $34.99 for Bowie. Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever, $14.99. Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, $34.99. Original inner sleeve. TP is $34.99, and TN, Ted Nugent, $14.99. That's self-titled Ted Nugent. This has one of the greatest guitar licks you'll ever hear, which is first track on side 1, Stranglehold. I just like hitting repeat and just listen to it over and over. You can't, when you're listening to it on vinyl, unfortunately, you don't have the luxury of that. But what better way just to restart the record, right? $14.99. Men at Work, business as usual, $24.99. Men at Work, business as usual. This has the original inner sleeve. We sold a Japanese press earlier. That's $24.99. Loud George, thanks. I'll eat it here. Gold stamp promo, $14.99. And the Beatles Help. The Beatles Help is $29.99. The Beatles Help, Apple pressing. Very, very nice. $29.99. Okay, Dark Side of the Moon. We're doing a final call. Justin Dean has the Dark Side of the Moon for $40. Going twice, going 3 times. That's what a brand new one costed. This one's from $75 with posters. Don't think long about that one. And we do have a bid on Queen at $95. The Michael Schenker Group, $24.99. Gold stamp promo of that. And Neil Young Harvest. This is a 1972 Terre Haute, covered texture and insert, $34.99. $34.99. Neil Young Harvest, $34.99. That is the textured cover. It has the insert. It's an OG Terre Haute, $34.99. Fred Carnell's at 96 on Queen. Fred must have been waiting for the buy it now. Jared bid. Now Fred has bid 96. Dan Triaga gets both of the Ted Nugents, Cat Scratch Fever and Stranglehold, which is the self-titled first album. Those are both sold to Dan Triaga. James C. Jones on MSG. Michael Schenker Group. Isn't MSG the stuff they put in food to like make you feel fuller or something? Something like that. And with that, I need a quick water break. Yeah, the Chinese food. You go in there and eat one plate and you feel full. You're like, what the heck just happened? Of course, you probably should feel full after one place. Of course, you go to a Chinese buffet. I have a cousin who goes and he eats so much he's like physically in pain. So, let's see here. Ted Nugent, Dan Triaga, James C. Jones. Queen is at 100. Angela Chesney on Neil Young. And Tanner, this was $34.99. $34.99 on Neil Young Harvest. Dark Side, we're on the final lap. I'm about to sell it for $40. I'm about to sell it for $40. The vinyl is EX Plus, has the posters, VG Plus cover. The Tom Petty was $34.99. Monosodium Glutamate. That's the name of a good death metal band. Enhanced Flavor. That'd be a good name of a band too. We have Heart Magazine, $19.99. Heart Magazine is $19.99. Crosby, Stills and Nash is $19.99. Crosby, Stills and Nash, $19.99. CSN. Foghat Live. Foghat Live. Slow Ride, $19.99 on Foghat Live. And Cluster. What is this? $24.99 from 2007. 4 Men with Beards. Is that the label or the band? It might be the label and the band. $24.99. It just says Cluster. 4 Men with Beards. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. At one time, you could have got it at Dollar Days for $1. Now it's in shrink wrap, or it's still in shrink wrap. It's $49.99. Original inner sleeve, track records, fire. Okay. Ron Stoltz, first on Heart Magazine. Ron Stoltz, first on Heart Magazine. We have, how much is Beatles Help? That was $29.99. $29.99. David Eberly, first on Foghat. CSN, no condition notes on the vinyl. Very nice. Has some retail sticker residue there. Has the photo that's, of course, attached to the cover. That's $19.99. Jeff Hull on FH. What did I just sell there? Is any of those FH? I'm not for sure what FH was. Foghat. Jeff, I've already sold Foghat. That's the 4 Men with it. That's the label. Thank you, Brad and Mitchell. And Michael Church won't see us in. And Tanner, that one was also $19.99. Okay. I've waited long enough. Justin Dean gets Dark Side of the Moon for $40. And Queen is sold for $100 to Jared DeJagger. $100 on those. Let me see what else I got over here. I know there's nothing else in here. Let me see if there's what I'm going to be putting up for auction. I might go grab the metal crate. That should pique some interest. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. I hadn't seen one of those. We'll just leave that in there for a buy it now. Eddie and the Cruisers. Some good soundtracks in this crate. Faces. I'm flipping through the next bin of vintage we're about to do. Let me go grab this crate over here, or at least the handful. I took pictures of these and everything. I took pictures and I meant to post that we were going to do these tonight. Didn't get to it. Totally forgot. Bad time not to promote stuff, right, Tanner? I think by now, though, most people know just to tune in. Any night we're live and you're going to see some good records. Dio, that's the other artist. Yeah, these are all going to be put up for auction just like we did the other ones. This is a... let me check them. He's got all the information already here for me. This is 1985 U.S. pressing with original inner sleeve. This is going to be a $25 start. $25 start. And I think if he put VG++, that means it's a nice record, as in EX plus to near mint minus is what we call them. So, yeah, very nice copy of Sacred Heart. Dio, this is an 85 USOG. There's a new inner sleeve, but it does have a original inner sleeve as well. There's the original inner sleeve. $25 start on Dio, Sacred Heart. Nice cover. About VG+, just some minor signs of shelf wear. That's now up for bid. Any Japanese red vinyl. The only thing I have is the copy of 62 to 66. Dio 25, now 33. John Lennon, Imagine, a 1971 OG Winchester press with the poster, $49.99. Very nice copy with the poster. The poster is the big fold-out of him playing the white grand piano in his house. Dire Straits, self-titled, $34.99 for Dire Straits self-titled. That's a very clean-looking copy. Sultans of Swing, David Taylor, First to Imagine. Let me pull that before. Ooh, Def Leppard. In shrink wrap, 1980, which I think is the OG of this. Right? Yeah. This is going to be a $35 start. Def Leppard, On Through the Night. Original lyric insert. VG++, VG++. So this is going to be a top record here. On Through the Night, Def Leppard. Very nice copy. This is EX Plus Near Mint Minus by our grading standards. There's the lyric insert. There's the cover and shrink wrap. $35 start on that. Very nice. Okay, Def Leppard. Hadn't had a vintage copy of that in quite some time. So, Scott, we've already sold CSN. Dio 25, 33, 30, 30, 25, 40. David Taylor wanted Imagine. Dio 35, 35, 42, 45, 40, 40. Okay, so we got Def Leppard and Dio up for bid right now. David Bowie, interesting, $34.99, Fame and Fashion, David Bowie's all-time greatest hits. Wow, this is a U.S. RCA Victor pressing. I've never seen this before. Space Oddity, Changes, Young Americans, Fame, Golden Years, Ashes to Ashes. That's not a good term, though. Digitally remastered, but I bet it sounds really good. It's near mint for sure. I've never seen that before. David Bowie. Robin Trower, Twice Removed from Yesterday, $19.99 for Robin Trower. And David Bowie Pinups is a 1973 Indianapolis press. Original inner sleeve, orange RCA. That's the first press of that. $44.99 for David Bowie Pinups. David Bowie Pinups, $44.99. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. This is a sealed copy from 1981. $34.99. The shrink is partially torn up here, probably because it was a cutout. So we have some torn shrink, but it is never opened. $34.99. The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, a sealed copy from 1980. The cover is not embossed, which I think helps date it because it's sealed, and that is $39.99. Sealed copy of the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. The Beatles' first live recordings, also sealed, $24.99. The Beatles' first live recordings. That was in Hamburg, Germany. That's sealed Pickwick. The Beatles Rock and Roll Memories Volume 2. This is also sealed. It's a sealed compilation. $34.99. Dizzy Miss Lizzy, Drive My Car, Taxman, Back in the USSR, Get Back, Revolution. That is sealed. And Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline, $34.99. Nashville Skyline. That's the second label for this album, but that is in really, really good condition. Nashville Skyline, Bob Dylan. Let's get our auctions updated. Def Leppard, 43. Def Leppard, 45. Def Leppard, 46. DL, 46, 47. James Cohorn's at 47 on Def Leppard. The last bid on Dio was Alan Totten at $50. Sacred Heart, U.S. Press, $50 on Dio, Sacred Heart, $50. And Final Call on Def Leppard at 47, now 55. This is not the metal crate. The metal stuff will be put up for auction. I've got an entire crate. We'll auction them one at a time and get through as many as we can. Also putting our Japanese stuff up too. The Beatles 6 in shrink wrap and Apple Press, $29.99. The Beatles 6 in shrink wrap. That is a Apple Winchester press. The early Beatles, also in shrink wrap. This is a Capital Green Target label reissue, $34.99. Love Me Do, Twist and Shout, P.S. I Love You, all the early Beatles stuff. Def Leppard 55, now 50, and Sherry wants Nashville Skyline. So Final Call on Dio. I think we're still bidding on Def Leppard. We'll have to give that a couple more minutes. But I am about to sell Alan Totten Dio for 50 if no one else bids. Sherry got Nashville. Here's one of the many bootleg counterfeit copies of Introducing the Beatles, 1999. The label on early Beatles. This should be the Green Target Capital label. Yep, Green Target Capital label. $34.99 on that. REO Speedwagon, $19.99. The one with like the cow, self-titled cow skin looking thing. $19.99. Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. Another really nice Dylan album, $34.99. Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. $34.99. Bad Company, self-titled, very nice, $24.99. Bad Company. And Jeff Beck, Wired. Jeff Beck, Wired, also $19.99 in shrink wrap, orange Epic label. Okay, Josh Ragland wants Bad Company Tanner. That one was $24.99. Rich Group, actually Marty 2nd, Stephen Chesney 3rd, Rich Group 4th, James Cohorn 5th. Dio is sold to Alan Totten for $50. And Chris Vargas just asked, sorry Chris, that was on its final call. That is sold to Alan Totten for $50. I was saying sold and your question popped up. Sorry about that. And Def Leppard, James is out. Chip Hall has that for $50. James was the second bidder. That's about to be sold to Chip Hall for $50. I do have another Dio. I think we've got Dio. Oh yeah, this is The Last in Line. Original inner sleeve in shrink wrap. Dio, The Last in Line. Also a $35 start. I expect this one to have the same amount of activity. Dio Music. These are great albums. Yes, very nice copy. The Dio Last in Line. There's the original inner sleeve. Covers in shrink wrap. $35 start. The Last in Line. Dio. We need to order some of those if we can. I used to have those in stock on U-Vinyl, but that is... never have enough of those. Calvin, did I not pull your Robin Trower? I guess I didn't. Calvin Ward on Robin Trower. I saw that earlier. My mind, I pulled it, but I guess I didn't. Dio 35, 30, 50, 40, and... Okay, so Def Leppard, somebody just asked. This is on its final call. This is On Through the Night. It's a nice copy in shrink wrap. Has the original lyric insert. That's at $50 with Chip Hall, and that is going twice, going 3 times. Let's see here. Dan Triaga's at 41 on Dio. I think somebody already bid 50. Calvin already bid 50. Calvin's already bid 50. So that's where we're at. Calvin's already at 50. Jason's at 55. That was another great crate, in my opinion. Let me go through it one more time. I'm going to go back through titles and prices. We have Something New. The Beatles. Something New is an Apple Winchester press, $29.99. Paul Desmond, Pure Desmond, $24.99. Meet the Beatles is $34.99, green Target Capital label. J.J. Cale Troubadour, $34.99. David Bowie, surprised this is still here. Let's Dance, $34.99. David Bowie, Let's Dance. Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, $34.99. Men at Work, Business as Usual, still available, $24.99. Loud George, Thanks, I'll Eat It Here. Loud George is $14.99. Gold stamp promo. The Beatles, Help. Somebody needs to grab this one. It's a very clean Apple pressing. The Night Before, I Need You. Ticket to Ride. Great music on that, $29.99. Jared the Jagger, first on David Bowie. Greg Preston, you were second. I figured that wouldn't last a second go around. That's so to Jared. Greg, you were second. We can go ahead and sell Def Leppard to Chip Hall for $50. Men at Work was $24.99, Brian. Def Leppard is at $50. That's so to Chip Hall. And Dio is at $55. Dio is at $55 with Jason Dobb. 5-5, Jason Dobb, going twice, going 3 times. Cherry Limeade run?
I've done my work.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Pamela wants the Beatles. I think Pamela's claiming Help. Is that right? Bid for Help. Okay, so Pamela wants Help. That is sold. And Dio's at 60. Let me grab another LP. She really done for the night, or? Okay. Well, every little bit helps, right? Van Halen, $51.50. $51.50. We're all hoping that Van Halen is reissuing the second half of the discography. If you don't know a lot about Van Halen, they have 2 lead singers. The original lineup was David Lee Roth. No, that was, yeah, she just claimed it. And then starting with this album, they had a new lead singer. You may have heard of him. His name is Sammy Hagar. Well, none of those albums have ever been repressed since they were originally in production. And they were reissued in the 80s, but they've never been repressed in the last 10 years. So we're all hoping that 3 lead singers, that's right. There was one later too. Thank you for that clarification. But all the later stuff has never really been reissued. That's why it's kind of pricier, harder to get. This is the more common album, but still, where it's not in print and it's never been repressed in the last 10 years, there's not enough out there for the demand. So we always put these up for auction. It will be gone in about 10 minutes when this auction ends. This is a very clean copy of 5150 Van Halen. $35 start. There's the original inner sleeve, very nice, and also a very nice cover. This is a $35 start. Van Halen 5150. So, for Record Store Day this year, they're reissuing for the first time ever the triple LP Live Van Halen, which is called, I forgot the name of it, but it's on blue vinyl, I think, for Record Store Day. It's going to be $100. If you're going to Record Store Day to buy that, it's going to be $100 unless, I think they have to honor those prices, unless people have it marked up even more. But $100, I'm hoping the rest of the catalog, when they reissue them, won't be kind of inflated like that. But there's a good chance. It depends on how nice they do the pressing. So, but yeah, hopefully in the next year, we'll see new remasters of these coming out. I'd say they haven't made any announcements, and usually stuff is at least 5 months out. So I say we probably won't see reissues of these albums until the last quarter of the year. Maybe the first of next year, if they are doing it. So it'll be the last quarter of the year if they do it. I mean, we've got one album. That's no guarantee they're doing the rest. So 4 LPs. Yes, 4 LPs. Thank you. That's probably why it's $100. So that's probably why. 4 LPs, that makes sense. I thought it was 3. So I was about to say, that's expensive. So it will be one of the hottest, I'd say that's probably going to be one of the hotter Record Store Day titles, even at $100. They won't have any problem selling those. Calvin Ward was at 60 on Dio. That's going twice, going 3 times. Did I miss anything before that? Brad Moore, did you want Loud George? Or is you saying that's pronounced Lowell? I don't know if that was a claim or you were helping me with some pronunciations. So just let me know on that. Calvin was at 60 on Dio. Van Halen 45, 40, 40. 47, 46, 47, 50, 58, or 48, 51, 51, 52, 53, and pronounced. This is pronounced Lowell George, not Lau. Wow. Just like last night, somebody said double was pronounced double. I was like, okay. Cluster, $24.99. Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Somebody asked about this. This is in shrink wrap, $49.99. Crazy World of Arthur Brown in shrink wrap, $49.99. Near mint vinyl. Dire Straits is $34.99. David Bowie, Fame and Fashion. That's a greatest hits I'd never seen before. $34.99. David Bowie Pinups, another OG press. $44.99. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. That is sealed, $34.99. Hollywood Bowl was sealed. First Live Recordings is sealed. And the Beatles Rock and Roll Memories was sealed. Beatles 6 was $29.99. Introducing the Beatles, $19.99. The early Beatles was $34.99 in shrink wrap. REO Speedwagon still available, $19.99. Bob Dylan, $34.99. And Jeff Beck, $19.99. Let's see here. Juventude wants Bowie's greatest hits. That's sold to Juventude. Thank you. Dan's out on Van Halen. And let's see here. Dio, let's go ahead and sell that. That's $60 to Calvin Ward, I believe. Calvin Ward has Dio for $60. That's a sold price. And the high bid on Van Halen on my screen is Ron Stoltz at $53. Ron Stoltz is at $53. Jeff wants A.B. and the Beatles Rock and Roll. A.B. and the Beatles Rock and Roll. What was A.B.? A.B. was, and I have Rock and Roll. You want the sealed Rock and Roll Memories, right? Let me know what A.B. and Beatles Rock and Roll. I got you for Rock and Roll music. There's no Allman Brothers. Jeff Beck, Bob Dylan, REO, early Beatles, Introducing the Beatles, Beatles 6, Beatles First Live, Hollywood Bowl, George Harrison, David Bowie, Dire Straits, Arthur Brown probably. Arthur Brown. Arthur Brown, Cluster, Loud George, or Lowell? Or I don't know about that. I'll have to study that one. I'll have to practice that one. Men at Work, Tom Petty, J.J. Cale, Meet the Beatles, Paul Desmond, and Something New by the Beatles. All right, let me grab a new crate. Philip wants Bowie. I don't think there's any left. I think all the Bowies that... Oh, well, there's Pinups. Did you want Pinups? If so, everything else is sold. Let's Dance and all the others. Okay, we got a slot. We're about to have 2 slots open for an auction. So let me put up a copy of Screaming for Vengeance. Screaming for Vengeance. This is a nice copy. He's graded it near mint. This must be really nice. This has the original inner sleeve and the merchandise order form. The original inner sleeve and the merchandise order form. $45 start. $45 start. There's the original inner sleeve. Screaming for Vengeance. Very nice copy. Where's that merchandise inner sleeve? It's Lowell. 1 syllable. Lowell. Lowell. Well, that don't work with my tongue. There's the order form. $45. $45 start on that. We're about to sell Van Halen. I do have a crate of new vinyl that I want to go through right quick. I pulled some more stuff out from our alphabetical order section. So let me work on that. There's the crate of metal. There's what's left over from this crate. Let me put those in here. And I've got 3 more crates of new vintage stuff to go through. There's tonight's newest new vinyl. I'll show those in just a second. And where's the crate that I compiled? Is that it right there? I think it's this one right here on the floor. Let me go through this one. Just to show y'all some new vinyl. Everything in here, most of what I have in here is all that we have. Of course, we can do waiting list, but most of what I have in here is all that I have. And there's some stuff that y'all hadn't seen before and stuff we have not shown in a long time. Dennis is at 50 on Judas Priest. Let's go ahead and sell the Van Halen. And that's sold to Ron Stoltz for $53. $53. Boy, people's getting on at the wrong time. Tim, we just sold $51.50. $51.50 sold for $53. And Judas Priest is at 50, going once, going twice. Going once, going twice on Judas Priest. Let's see what we have here. Whitesnake, slide it in. Whitesnake is going to be a $20 start. This is a 1984 press of Whitesnake, slide it in. Original inner sleeve, $20 start. $20 start. Whitesnake, slide it in. Very clean copy. Very nice. Whitesnake slotted in. $20 start. There's the original inner sleeve. Whitesnake is a $20 start. Final call on Judas Priest. The Doors, LA Woman. This is pressed at RTI. It's the only copy I have left. $29.99. I don't think I can get these anymore either. The Doors, LA Woman. $29.99. Iris Dement, Infamous Angel. $31.99. $31.99 for Iris Dement. Defiance, Product of Society, limited edition 1500 on blue vinyl from Music on Vinyl, $38.99. Bedtime for Democracy, The Dead Kennedys, $33.99. The Spencer Davis Group, live at the BBC, 1965. Spencer Davis Group with Steve Winwood. That is $36.99. I have 2 copies of Trent's TTD, Terrence Trent D'Arby, and this is the remastered of Introducing the Hardline according to Terrence Trent D'Arby. That is $36.99. Susie was first to The Doors. Susie first on The Doors. Let's go ahead and sell Judas Priest to Dennis Nelson for $50. Let's go ahead and sell Judas Priest to Dennis Nelson for $50. Whitesnake is at $25 with Gary Samuels. Dennis Nelson on the Dead Kennedys. Dennis Nelson on the Dead Kennedys. And Brian C. wants one of the TTDs. If anybody else wants one, I have one left. Dave Matthews Band, Under the Table and Dreaming. $39.99. Dave Matthews Band, Under the Table and Dreaming. Those are $39.99. Cradle of Filth, Bittersweets to Scuba, maybe. $33.99. Cradle of Filth. Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. Cinderella is $38.99. Juventudes at $27 on the Whitesnake. Let me see what I've got over here in our Japanese bin. Lo and behold, let's go ahead and sell it. We just did a U.S. press. A Japanese press of 5150. I didn't know we had this tonight. It's in the back of the Japanese bin. Near mint and pristine. There's no condition notes on it, so that's what you expect with that album. If you missed out on that one I just sold, here's another opportunity. Near mint and pristine Japanese press, and $65 start on this one. A perfect Japanese press with Obi. $65 start on that. Whitesnake 27, now 28. Cinderella is $38.99. That's Long Cold Winter. We have the Cranberries. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? Great sounding record. This is a 25th anniversary Abbey Road remaster. This has Dreams on it and Linger. $31.99. Whitesnake 29, now 30. The Cure, The Top. The Cure is $29.99. The Cure, The Top, and The Cure 17 Seconds is $31.99. 2 albums by The Cure. Fresh Cream. This is Cream. Their first album on red vinyl. $36.99 for Cream. And Elvis Costello, Kojak Variety. I've got several Elvis Costello albums I'm about to show, all from Music on Vinyl. This one's called Kojak Variety, limited and numbered on turquoise vinyl to 2500. That's $38.99. This is the best of Elvis Costello, Extreme Honey, 4000 on gold vinyl, $44.99. And Spike, 2 LP, first time ever as 2 LPs, 2500 on light green vinyl, $48.99. That's 3 of the 4 Elvis Costellos we have. Whitesnake 28, 29, 30. Craig's at 70 on Van Halen. Mitchell Thomas is first on the Cranberries. That's so to Mitchell Thomas. Alice Lowry, you were second. Alice, if it's okay, I will put your name down. I need to order more of these. I need to order more Cranberries albums and more Cranberries greatest hits. So Alice, I'll put you on a waiting list for everybody else is doing it, if that's okay, because I got to get more anyway. Tim Holloway wants a Cinderella. That's so to Tim Holloway. I'm going to go ahead and say final call on Van Halen. Craig has it for 70, and Whitesnake is at 30 with Gary Samuels. The other Elvis Costello is Mighty Like a Rose, which is 2500 on gold vinyl, 38. So 4 Elvis Costellos there, all Music on Vinyl. We have Costello and Cornell. Chris Cornell, this is his first ever hits collection. I call it the Chris Cornell Anthology, $49.99, 2 LP, $49.99. Great stuff there. We've got a couple though. Well, there's one. We might have more somewhere else, but yeah, they're back here. I've got about 4 of those in stock. The Claypool Lennon Delirium, South of Reality. Les Claypool and Sean Lennon. Purple and blue amethyst colored vinyl. $41.99. Claypool, that is. Les Claypool and Sean Lennon. Christian Death, Halloween, 1981. Orange vinyl. Christian Death, $28.99. Captain Beyond, 2 LP red vinyl. This is a live Captain Beyond from Texas, October 1973. That is $39.99. We do have a new bid on Van Halen. Van Halen's at 75. Chris DeMoss, Ewers at 71. Tim's already in at 75. Austin Cauldron wants a Chris Cornell. I have more of these if anybody else wants one. I have more Chris Cornells. Adam Stein on the Claypool Linen Delirium. That's sold to Adam Stein. And Captain Beyond, Candlebox. Now, just to clarify, these are not numbered. They're just on silver vinyl. I think I posted these, and people thought they were getting a numbered copy. A couple people, it's like, where's the numbered ones? These are just colored vinyl. They're still limited edition, but they're colored. They're not numbered on the back. And these are $59.99 from Candlebox. That's on silver vinyl. Counting Crows, August and Everything After, $49.99 for the Counting Crows. One of my last copies of Crimson Glory Transcendence, also from Music on Vinyl. As you see, we stock a lot of Music on Vinyl, $38.99. Chris Cornell is $49.99. I can go ahead and sell Whitesnake, and that is sold to Gary Samuels for $30. Gary Samuels got Whitesnake for $30. Van Halen, the new high bidder, is Tim Holloway at $75. No one has really said out. The high bid on that is $75, going twice, going 3 times. How about a UFO album? Oh, yes, I've got some Queensryche, too. Oh, my gosh. I've got Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith, Stained Class, Queensryche, The Warning. That's tough to say. Rage of Order, Mechanical Resonance. I got Van Halen and Shrink Wrap, Motley Crue, Billy Squier, UFO. Let's do this UFO album before we do some of the other ones. UFO Misdemeanor. I don't think I've ever had this one before. 1986, USOG, Chrysalis, $20 start on UFO. $20 start on UFO Misdemeanor. So this is the original inner sleeve, which is the Chrysalis kind of poly bag inner sleeve, which is not very good for storing records. Looks like he's put it in a new white paper inner sleeve. UFO Misdemeanor. $20 start. $20 start. I don't think I've ever had that one. I'm about to sell Van Halen. Next is Collective Soul Vibrating. Their new album on blue vinyl, Collective Soul, is $31.99. Cheap Trick, Authorized Greatest Hits. This is Cheap Trick's Greatest Hits, $36.99. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, $31.99. That has Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, $31.99. The Buckingham's Kind of a Drag. That's on colored vinyl, $28.99. 3 copies of Bloodline, $44.99. Joe Bonamassa's First Band, featuring Waylon Krieger, Barry Oakley Jr., Aaron Davis, and Lou Segretti. Available on vinyl for the first time. Bloodline, Joe Bonamassa, $44.99. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, BRMC, $41.99. That's new and sealed. The Black Keys Thick Freakness is $31.99. Black Oak, Arkansas, The Wild Bunch, 2LP green marbled vinyl, $39.99. 2 other Black Keys, we have Turn Blue, $31.99, and 1972 is $28.99. Those are all available. Juventude's at $20 on UFO. Dwayne wants Collective Soul. Paul Brothers, I'm going to take your name down because I may have another one of those somewhere around here. If not, I'll be sure to get you one. So that's Paul Brothers, or that's Dwayne's. Paul was second. UFO 2224 and UFO's at 26. We can go ahead and sell Van Halen as well to Tim Holloway for $75. That's sold to Tim Holloway. The Black Crows, not Black Keys. Yes, did I say Black Crows? Black Keys, and Black Keys. There's 3 different ones in there. No Black Crows in that crate. That was in the other one last night. Tim, we just sold 5150. That is sold to Tim Holloway for $75. Preston Rogers wants the Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. That's sold to Preston Rogers. Let's see here. Austin, are you? He's wanting both Black Keys, not Thick Freakness. Okay, so you don't want Thick Freakness. You want a copy of Turn Blue and a copy of 1972. Correct me if I'm wrong. High bid on UFO is $26 to Patty Anderson Williams. Somebody said do Tesla. Let's do this one. This is one that we do not get very often. This is a $55 start, Rage of Order. Very nice copy. Original inner sleeve, 1986. Somebody asked about UFO being an original, and that is a 1986 US. That should be the original press of that. 86 US should be the original press of this. Yeah, 86. Chrysalis. High bid's $26. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting confused. Black Keys. This is... Was there another Black Keys album in here? I have messed up. Let's do some clarification. Then Austin may need... These two albums are by a band called the Black Keys. This is the Black Crowes. Black Keys, Thick Freakness, and Turn Blue, and the Black Crowes. Sorry, that's what happens when I do ABC order crates. It's too similar. So Austin, just let me know the exact name of the album. Thick Freakness, Turn Blue, or 1972. And just to clarify, that's a completely different band. Brad Moore wants Dave Matthews Band, Remember To, from the earlier new crate. That is right here. I've got it right next to me. Dave Matthews Band, $44.99. Remember Two Things. That is sold to Brad Moore. Thank you, Brad. If anybody else wants one, I have one copy left. Thank y'all for the Black Crowes correction. I'm glad y'all are watching me. I've got to be careful on here. I've got eyes. I've got 220 sets of eyes watching every move I make, which is a good thing. Queensryche 55. I haven't even shown the details yet, but I will in just a second. UFO 27. UFO 28, UFO 30, just the one swirl Black Keys. Okay, right here. This is sold to Austin Cauldron, Turn Blue. Queensryche 60, and here we go. All right, so Queensryche Rage of Order. High bid is at $60. Really nice copy. That's EX Plus. Original inner sleeve. There's the cover. Very nice. Now, there's this thing about a blue ring and a black ring. I think they're just about equal. The blue ring's supposed to be harder to get. That's always the rumor. It's kind of like the Leonard Skinner flame covers. I think I see less of the black rings out there, just in the copies I've had. So, just my thoughts on that. No actual science to that or truthness. UFO Misdemeanor. This is the other auction we have up for bid right now, UFO Misdemeanor. The high bid on this, let me get that corrected or updated. Brian Miller was at $30. $30, very clean copy of that. So $30 on UFO. Michael Nath was at 60 on Queensryche. Bob's at 65. If you could save me that last one. Okay, I'll do that. That means I need to order more. And Queensryche was an 86 US OG. I believe this should be, yes, this is a US OG. I don't think this album's been repressed before in the last, I'm going to say 10 years again. I haven't seen a repress of that before. And the Black Keys again. So one more time in this crate, this is just a recap of some new vinyl. We have the Black Keys, the Black Crowes, Black Oak, Arkansas, Bloodline, the Buckinghams, Kate Bush, Cheap Trick, Crimson Glory, Counting Crows, Candlebox, Captain Beyond, Christian Death, Elvis Costello, Cream, The Cure, Cinderella, Cradle of Filth, Dave Matthews Band, Terrence Trent D'Arby, Spencer Davis Group, Defiance, and Iris Dement. Those are all available. Let's do another crate of vintage OG stuff. I've got 2 or 3 more to go through for you tonight of really good stuff. And in going through crates last night, I found some more really good stuff that if we run out of vintage to show, we can definitely do some buy it now best offer. I've got some good looking stuff. So, all right, first record should be a quick seller, but it does have a little bit of damage to it. So I'll show that though, but it's a copy of something we don't get into often. All right. Cure 17 Seconds was $33.99. All right. Well, Brian Miller said he bid 30, and he said he's out if anybody bids again. No one bid again. So Brian Miller gets UFO Misdemeanor for $30. High bid on Queensryche, Rage of Order, is with Bob Riger for $65. Bob has this for $65. Mr. Riger, going twice, going 3 times. Melinda Wants That Cure album. 17 seconds. 17 seconds. Does that have Just Like Heaven on it? 17 seconds. Just Like Heaven's probably my favorite Cure song. That's sold to Melinda. New vintage arrivals. Let me get my cart organized. I've got room for a Japanese pressing. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. White Snake. Yes. Let's do yes. 90125. Yes, 90125. I don't think I've had a Japanese press in this before. This is going to be a $35 start. Yes, 90125. Near mint and pristine. Yes, 90125. Owner of a Lonely Heart. Leave it. Very nice copy. $35 start on yes. Queensryche is at 68. Almond Brothers is $32.99. It has some cover damage down here. It's got a damaged corner. Looks like it got dented or wet or something. This is an original Atco pressing. It's got the original Atco inner sleeve. $32.99. Don't get that one as often. That'd be a nice placeholder until you can find an absolute perfect copy, which is not easy to find. Bryan Adams, Reckless. Bryan Adams, $19.99. The History of Eric Clapton, $34.99. The History of Eric Clapton, 2LP. That's an Eric Clapton hit. $34.99. Bob's at $75 on Queensryche. Jared, you're out. Alan's at $35 on yes. This is a studio album. There's 2 albums that look very similar. You're thinking about the 9012 Sessions. This is the actual studio album. Jefferson Starship Earth. Jefferson Starship Earth is $14.99. Elton John Friends in shrink wrap. Copy of Friends soundtrack in shrink wrap, $19.19. Huey Lewis Sports, also in shrink wrap. Looks like a nice copy, $19.99 on Sports. Little River Band. Little River Band, First Under the Wire, $9.99. And Eagles, The Long Run, $19.99. Eagles, The Long Run, $19.99. In the City, fantastic song. The London Chuck Berry Sessions, $29.99 for the London Chuck Berry Sessions. And Cat Stevens, Teaser and the Firecat, $14.99. Peace Train. So Queensryche was at 75, going once, going twice. Alan was at 35 on yes. We have Was That Auto Wide for the Almond Brothers? You bet, $32.99. Jared's at 78 on Queensryche. Wayne is first on Starship. That's sold to Wayne. Alice is at 36 on yes. David Cordell first to Huey Lewis. Queensryche, Bob Riger's out. Jared bid 78. Alan's at 40 on yes. The Art of Noise, Invisible Silence. The Art of Noise, $14.99. Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits, $9.99. Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits, $9.99. Jefferson Starship, Modern Times, $14.99. Faces, Ooh La La with the original cover, $59.99. It's a 1973 original Terre Haute press. This is where the eyes and the mouth move. Kind of an interactive cover. $59.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Tough Enough, is $19.99. Yes is at 40, now 42. Craig wants ARR, The Art of Noise. No, ARR, Atlanta Rhythm. What did we have in here? Little River, AR, Art of Noise. He's corrected it. Craig Thomas got Art of Noise. Angela wants Little River Band, LRB. Common abbreviations I see every night. Angela wants LRB. Alan's at 45 on yes. Gary wants the Fabulous Thunderbirds. Alice right back in on yes at 47. That means I can do a final call on Queensryche. We have Jared Benoit at $78 on Queensryche, Rage of Order. Little Stephen and the Disciples of Soul, Men Without Women. Little Stephen, $14.99. Santana, $29.99. Very clean copy. Very nice. $29.99. That is the repress label for that one. The Blues Brothers, Briefcase Full of Blues, $19.99. And Tim Buckley, Greetings from L.A., a 1972 Canadian press, $19.99. Tim Buckley, Greetings from L.A., $19.99. Condition of Long Run. Everything in here is EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Very nice. This cover is known for having a lot of wear on it too. Not a lot of wear on here. $19.99. Yes, very nice copy. EX Plus Near Mint Minus. Alan's out on yes. Alice has that for 47. We're going to end yes. The same time I end Queensryche, Brian C. gets the Blues Brothers. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heeled Boys with the die-cut kind of sideways looking cover. It's kind of a three-dimensional thing they got going on there. $19.99 on Traffic. Eddie and the Cruisers in shrink wrap, $19.99 with hype sticker. Eddie and the Cruisers, shrink wrap and hype sticker. That'll be a quick seller. Tres Hombres ZZ Top, $34.99. ZZ Top, original Blue London stereo label, $34.99 for ZZ Top. And the Fifth Dimensions Greatest Hits, a really nice copy in shrink wrap, $14.99. Of course, this has Up, Up, and Away and Aquarius, all those great Fifth Dimension songs. That's $14.99. Marshall Bassett, first to Eddie and the Cruisers. That's sold to Marshall Bassett. Fred Carnell, first on Traffic. David Cordell, first on ZZ Top. Brent Rabley was second. Joanne on Eddie and the Cruisers. And Jason's at 40 on Yes. We already have a $47 bid. I was actually about to sell that. Jason actually one of the few people that's come in on time to save the auction from ending, but Alice has that for 47. And Queensryche is going to be sold to Jared Benoit. We can go ahead and sell that for $78. I think we got a lot of people watching. There's probably a lot of people right now like at family meetings or probably like they're probably sitting at a kitchen table and their phone's in their lap and they're trying to watch me on mute so nobody can see them. And they glance down and they see an album they want and then they don't know how much it is. That's what happens a lot. There's a lot of people who secretly watch this show every night. They're at work. They're with family, right, Tanner? They have to sneak their phone out to watch us. They can't get enough. I almost said somebody might be at the funeral home, but I won't go that far. I won't go that far. Surely not. $55 start on this Queensryche, or excuse me, on this Tesla. This is not Queensryche. This is Tesla. Just to clarify, this is Tesla. Mechanical resonance. This is a $55 start. $55 start for Tesla mechanical resonance. Really nice copy. Really nice copy. $55 Tesla mechanical resonance. See, I've had some people watching at a concert. They'll be on the floor at a concert with $500 tickets and they'll be trying to watch our record sale. And I'm like, wow, now that is determination. At a concert that probably cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars and you're still wanting to buy records. But that's okay with me. Whatever it takes. Original inner sleeve. Very nice copy of Tesla mechanical resonance. That's a $55 start. Kids band recital. Yeah, there you go. Graduation. Your first kids graduating high school. You're watching Chad sell records. Let's see here. Joanne, you were second on Eddie and the Cruisers. Jed is first on the Fifth Dimension. ZZ Top catalog. Yes, I need to sit down and order some. Let's actually make a note, please, Tanner. ZZ Top. I don't think I have anything in stock right now. There's some really good live albums of ZZ Top, early live albums, and yeah, a lot of their stuff's in stock. I will get some ordered. Rush Tribute Project. There you go. Earbuds. Richard Group does want the long run. Richard Group on the long run. Steven definitely watches at work. Steven's building spaceships, and he's watching. Gary Samuels is at 60 on Tesla. Now, Angela also bid 60. Let's see. Did you see my comment? Carol's one of the people watching without sound. Somebody let Carol know in the comments maybe that this is $14.99. $14.99. Carol's watching without sounds. He's at his grandkids' little league game. Let's see. Tesla. Let's see. Tesla is not Japanese. Carol said sold. Okay, $14.99. I don't see whoever bid and then it came in stray. I'm not for sure what happened there. Somebody bid and it was a late bid, Jason Dobb, and then I never did hear from him again. So we need to go ahead and sell this for Alice Lowry for $47. Sell that to Alice Lowry. Tesla is at $60 with Gary Samuels. And Allison Campbell wants Brian Adams. $19.99. Tesla's at $65. Tesla or Tesla? Elon Musk says Tesla. I always said Tesla. but I'd say he would know how to pronounce it. Completely different. We're talking about a car company and a rock band, but the guy's worth $200 billion. I think he knows how to say words probably better than I do. This is a $35 start. $35 start. We have Motley Crue, Theater of Pain. Motley Crue, Theater of Pain. Really nice copy. OG, Motley Crue, Theater of Pain. $35 start. $35 start. Home Sweet Home. Motley Crue, Theater of Pain. Nice cover too. $35 start. Smoking in the boys' room. Okay. Jason, your bid for yes just came in. You're on a serious delay. Jason, if you can hear me, you might want to reset your feed or reconnect or something. So, Tesla is $65 with Angela. South African accent, evidently. Motley Crue, $35. Tesla is, I'm going to call this one. Let me peek at it again. Where is it open from? Here we go. This is a very nice record. Yes, indeed. It does have one stray mark right here, non-feeler. This is an EX Plus. Side 2 is definitely near mint minus. This is an EX Plus to near mint minus record. Absolutely. And the high bid on that is $65 with Angela Chesney. $65. Motley Crue's at $40. Back to the crate. Wild-Eyed Southern Boys by 38 Special. In shrink wrap, really nice copy. $24.99 by 38 Special. $24.99, 38 Special. Bryan Adams, Cuts Like a Knife. Bryan Adams, Cuts Like a Knife, $19.99. Matt Biggs is at $45 on Motley Crue. Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet or On Your Knees, $29.99. Blue Oyster Cult. I've got a cousin. You'll never meet a bigger Blue Oyster Cult fan. $29.99. On Your Feet or On Your Knees. Berlin, Love Life, $24.99. Berlin, Love Life, $24.99. The Babies, Union Jack, $19.99 on the Babies. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters, $34.99. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. Capricorn Press, which is OG, $34.99. Motley Crue, $45. Final call on Tesla with Angela Chesney. Angela has that for $65. That's a final call. Matt has Motley Crue for $45. Michael Nath wants BOC. Krista Moss wants BA, which was the Babies or Bryan Adams. Probably Bryan Adams for Krista Moss. Cuts Like a Knife. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog, $24.99. Hadn't had a nice copy like this come through in a while. Hair of the Dog. Don't mess with the rest of it, or whatever he says in there. Very, very catchy. With the cowbell. Ted Nugent, State of Shock. Ted Nugent is $14.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is $19.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, really nice copy. Their first album. So I consider the two biggest Blood, Sweat, and Tears songs, You Make Me So Very Happy and Spinning Wheel. I consider that probably their two biggest hits and probably their two best songs, Spinning Wheel and You Make Me So Very Happy. It is on this album. That's a nice, clean copy, gatefold. David Eberly, first on Nazareth. I told some people that was in here. Nazareth. Yes, not their debut album. There was an album before this called Child is Father to the Man. I think that's technically their second album. It throws me off because it's self-titled, which is usually people's first album, except for the Beatles. That was like their seventh album. The Beatles self-titled, a.k.a. the White Album. Angela Chesney gets Tesla for $65. I don't think I did a final call on this, so let me go ahead and do that. Matt Biggs is at $45 on Motley Crue. I do have a Japanese 7-inch. Carol Puckett's watching. The Rolling Stones, Miss You. Japanese 7-inch. The Rolling Stones, Miss You. And Faraway Eyes. That's a $20 start. The Rolling Stones is a $20 start. The Cars, Candy O. What a very clean looking copy. $26.99 for the Cars, Candy O. Original Electra inner sleeve. Very nice copy. The Cars, $26.99. The Miami Vice soundtrack. I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight. $19.99. So I knew this song was popular in this movie or this TV show. And then I finally watched the scene. They're just like driving through the city, right, in their car, and they're listening to that song. I've watched it on YouTube one day, and I was like, that's why that's course, that song is iconic for a lot of other reasons, just how great it is. But yeah, they're just kind of driving through Miami, and I think they're listening to that song. Is that right? I think I'm close on what's going on. I've never watched an entire episode, but I had to go watch that, so I know what was going on. Dire Straits, Love Over Gold, $34.99. Motley Crue, $46. Brandon Jackson, first to Miami Vice. Brandon Jackson first to that. Ryan Rice was second, and Arthur was third. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, a U.S. press. Very nice, in shrink wrap, $34.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. Yes, Glenn Fry's on there as well, and Shaka Khan. We have Jackson Browne, Running on Empty, in shrink wrap and hype sticker and insert and booklet, $19.99. $19.99. Montrose, Paper Money. Montrose is $19.99. And Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, $24.99. Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo. This TV and album came out in let's see, what year? 85. I was negative 10 years old. My older sister, who is 10 years older than me, 12 years older than me, she was, yeah. I was negative 10 when that was on the shelves. I was negative 10 when that was out. You could walk in your local record bar or Tower Records and get that. I wasn't even thought of yet. Richard Baker wants DS. That was Dire Straits. That sold to Richard Baker. Richard, are you a first-time buyer with us? Brian C. Brian C. is at 20 on the Rolling Stones. That's going twice, going 3 times. And I need to do, who was at 45 on Motley Crue? Matt Biggs. Let me know if you still want to bid on this. I was waiting for you to say out, but I need to go ahead and sell that to Joseph for 46. Richard, you're a first-time customer. Thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page. That's our Facebook page, CollectCo. Do that right now if you don't mind. Send us a message with your email address and your mailing address. Your email address and your mailing address. We will send you an invoice on Monday. We're not having a sale tomorrow, which is unusual, but we're having another one on Saturday night. I've committed to a family dinner tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'm going to get shot. So I think y'all would rather have me at that dinner than getting shot. So Pamela Yeager on Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I do plan on getting some flip videos ready. Make sure you're in our group. We have a group called Whole Lot of Records. Tomorrow, I'm going to schedule some videos where they automatically post of like some flip crates, like discount records, new arrivals. So there'll be at least something for y'all to look forward to. You can even buy records, even not selling live. So last 2 records, Loverboy in shrink wrap, $19.99 and hype sticker, and Head East, Flat as a Pancake. The guy I bought these from, we were talking about this album. Great stuff. Great stuff here. Never been any reason. Head East, that's $19.99. All right, Matt's out on Motley Crue. That means that's sold to Joseph Feliciti for $46, and Brian C. gets the Rolling Stones for $20. Rolling Stones for $20. CCK, I haven't bought any coins and knives in a long time. I don't have any prospects on collections. If anybody has any silver coins, gold bars, pocket knives, anything like that, you or you know anybody that wants to sell them, let me know. We could really buy some right now. But I focus 24 hours a day on records, so I really don't have time to get a lot of knives and coins bought. So let's do this promo copy of Yes Drama. We have a promo copy, a white label Japanese promo copy of Yes Drama. This is not easy to get. It's going to be a $55 start. Yes Drama, Japanese pressing. White label promo, near mint and pristine. $55 start. There is the insert. There's the other insert. Really nice cover. Has the promo sticker on it. It's a white label promo. Gatefold, yes, is a $55 start. These 3 Japanese symbols, I think when you see those 3 together, that means promotional copy. I know that's what that means. I can't tell anything else about it except that I can't speak Japan. I can't speak Japanese. I probably need to learn some basics when I go over there later this year to buy records. So I'll definitely need to learn something. I've got some more Queensryche. Let's do Queensryche The Warning. Queensryche The Warning. And this is a $55 start. Queensryche The Warning. $55 start on this. Very clean copy. This is a 1984 USOG. Also a $55 start on this. Alan has bid 55 already on Yes. Very nice copy. I'm going to call it EX Plus to Near Mint Minus, original inner sleeve. Queensryche, let me just go ahead and take these out. There's the original inner sleeve. There's the LP. There's the cover. That's going to be a $55 start for Queensryche. Jeff Hole wants Head East. Alan's at 55 on Yes. Susie wants the Bryan Adams in the back of the crate. Susie, I think somebody already claimed that. Let me go through the crate one more time, but I think somebody already grabbed that. Still some great records left in here. Let me go through these one more time. The Allman Brothers, Idle Wide South, $32.99. Does have some cover damage. This has some great tracks on it, including Midnight Rider. The vinyl is very, very nice. Revival, Midnight Rider, in memory of Elizabeth Reed. That's $32.99. Final call on Yes Drama. The History of Eric Clapton, $34.99, 2LP. Elton John Friends, that's in shrink wrap, $19.99. The London Chuck Berry Sessions, $29.99. Cat Stevens Teaser and the Fire Cat, $14.99. Seals and Crofts Greatest Hits, $9.99. Diamond Girl, Hummingbird, Summer Breeze. That's great songs whenever we may pass this way. I like Seals and Crofts. Somebody needs to grab that if you don't have it. Jefferson Starship, Modern Times, $14.99. And Faces, Ooh La La. Somebody needs to highly consider getting this record. $59.99 original cover. Very nice copy. $59.99. Greg Brummett, first on the Allman Brothers. Victor wants Clapton, and Tanner, that one was $34.99. And let's go ahead and sell Alan Totten, Yes Drama, for $55. And Eric S., I see you put QR for Queensryche, but I didn't see a numerical. Are you bidding on this for 55? If so, go ahead and put QR 55 and I'll sell it pretty quick unless somebody bids again. A very clean copy of Santana, $29.99. Tim Buckley was a Canadian pressing, $19.99. 38 Special in shrink wrap, Hold On Loosely. Fantasy Girl, 2 hit songs on this album, in shrink wrap, $24.99 for 38 Special. Berlin Love Life, $24.99. The Babies, Union Jack, $19.99. The Allman Brothers, another one surprisingly still available. This Wasted Words, great. Ramblin' Man, of course we all know that one, South Band. Then of course Jessica, the fantastic instrumental, $34.99 original Allman Brothers, 73. Can't go wrong there. Eric is in on Queensryche at 55. Yeah, Seals and Crofts, great. I hope everybody for $10 in shrink wrap. Okay, this is a really nice copy of Van Halen 1984. This is OG all the way. It's a near mint copy. It's in shrink wrap with the hype stickers. This is going to be this is what we call a top copy. After you buy this one, you probably won't have to upgrade until you get a sealed one, I guess. And then you'd have to find the hype stickers. Yes, really nice copy. Van Halen 1984. It does have the original inner sleeve. It has the Jump hype sticker, and on the back, it has the sticker with the tracks. 1984, Jump, Drop Dead Legs, Hot for Teacher. $50 start on Van Halen. $50 start on Van Halen. I'm about to sell Queensryche. David, everything in here is sticker price right now. We may go through them later tonight. The Babies is $19.99, and Alice Lowry wants Seals and Croft. That's sold to Alice Lowry. Chris is in on Van Halen. Ted Nugent, State of Shock, $14.99 for Ted Nugent. The Cars is still available. Candy O, $26.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. Jackson Brown, Running on Empty, still available. That's in shrink wrap, hype sticker, and booklet, which has lyrics and other information. Montrose, Ronnie Montrose, $19.99. Hadn't seen that in a while. Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo. And yes, this does have Stranglehold on it, I'm pretty sure. Cat Scratch Fever and Stranglehold. Yes, $24.99. And Loverboy in shrink wrap, also with hype sticker, $19.99. Van Halen, 50-50, now 55. Bob Riger does want the Babies. And let's go ahead and sell Eric S. Queensryche for $55. That's sold to Eric S. for $55. That's currently the high bid on Van Halen. What a nice copy. Shrink wrap, double hype sticker. Billy Squier. Billy Squier, Don't Say No. Capitol Club pressing from 1981. Really nice with the original inner sleeve. The original inner sleeve, which is going to look like this. This is a $20 start. Billy Squier, Don't Say No. We sold some of the new pressings last night. Very clean copy. Lonely as the Night. This is a $20 start. Billy Squier, Don't Say No. $20 start on that. Yes, 30-day special was very nice. In shrink wrap. I don't think you could get better than this. Very nice. Sell that to David Cordell. Montrose, also another really nice record. $19.99 for Montrose. Very clean vinyl. Covers VG Plus or better. Van Halen's at 56. Billy Squier, Dennis Nelson's in at 20. Shipping is $7, as much as you want to buy for the week. We do $7 unlimited shipping. So we have shows almost every night. We've had a show Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Tonight's Thursday. We're going to have another one on Saturday. If you can tune in and buy every night, everything ships for $7. We invoice you on Monday. That's how that works. Let's see what we got in here. I've got another bin of vintage I'm about to put up. Great stuff. Ooh. All right, let me check the pressings on these. I got some OG Leonard Skinner stuff. Forgot about these. This is... What are these? J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Didn't know we had these. I don't know where those came from. I know they're pricey. John, those... Okay. Bob McKinney says he wants Montrose. I was waiting for somebody to buy that. Bob McKinney does want Montrose. He asked about it first. That's sold to Bob McKinney. Jared DeJagger wants Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo. That's sold to Jared DeJagger. That was the next claim. Greg, you were second on Montrose. Chip Hall wants the Jackson Brown. Brent Rabley, you were second on Montrose. And what's the Kendrick Lamar? It's going to be shown in just a few seconds. High bid on Billy Squier. Is $25. Don't say no. Stephen Chesney has the high bid on that. And I'm going to do a final call on Van Halen. If you want to get in your bid, Jocko Belli, now's the time because Chris is about to buy that for $56. Then I'll put Rush up in just a second. I've also got another Yes Japanese pressing on standby. Jocko is in at 60. Rich is in on Billy Squier. Okay, so those are still getting bids. I've got some records to show you here. The first one is $49.99. $49.99. And this is Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, MAAD City, a short film. First come, first serve on this one. $49.99. Kendrick Lamar, $49.99. Kendrick Lamar. We have Pink Floyd. I'm going to reduce. John prices some new LPs sometimes based on Discogs, and we have them sealed for cheaper. So he has $39.99 on this one. I do have brand new copies for $38. So I'll do this one for $28.99. $28.99. That's a Dark Side of the Moon. $28.99. When we get stuff like this used in collections, he looks it up on Discogs, and probably the median is probably somewhere around that for these 2016 remasters, but we still have them sealed. We still got them sealed for cheaper, so $29.99. And then J. Cole is $149.99. This is J. Cole 2014 Forest, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I guess that's an address. $149.99, 2015. Okay, so Van Halen 60, Billy Squier 27, Billy Squier 26. Chris is out on Van Halen. Jocko has that for 60. The Japanese Rainbow is a buy it now. It did not get a bid. It's a $35 buy it now. Ooh, Elton's being slippery over here. So yeah, the only two Japanese pressings still available is Elton for $35 and Rainbow for $35. Those are both near mint and pristine. Billy Squier's at $30. Kendrick label or year. So 2012 on Interscope Records. 2012 on Interscope Records. There's the label. $49.99. And then the used copy of Dark Side of the Moon, $28.99. We have new copies for $38.99. Chris wants Rainbow. We got to make sure Clay Moore doesn't want it first. Clay, let me know if you want that for $35. If you don't, then that's sold to Chris. Ryan Anderson wants the Kendrick Lamar. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. Tracy Chapman. Tracy Chapman those aren't in production. They have never reissued Tracy Chapman. So I can't get those. We just wait for OGs to come in. Let's see. Ryan Anderson gets Pink Floyd. $35 on Rainbow. And this is sold to Ryan Anderson for $28. $28.99. Ryan Rice. Well, that was confusing. Had a lot of stuff here and there of different prices. That is sold to Ryan Rice for $28. I'm about to end these, but let me show a few more records. We got Men at Work Cargo. Men at Work is $24.99. Men at Work Cargo. Nazareth Expect No Mercy. Nazareth Expect No Mercy. $19.99. Clay Pass is on Rainbow, so that does go to Chris DiLorenzo. You got it. Adam Ant. Don't see this one too often. Vive La Rock. Adam Ant. I don't think I've ever had that one. $24.99. Gold stamp promo. Adam Ant. Rick Wakeman, The Six Wives of Henry VIII. $19.99 on Rick Wakeman. And Journey Through the Past, a film by Neil Young. $39.99. Jerry Rafferty. City to City. $19.99. Jerry Rafferty. City to City. Great album. Gold, which is a Gordon Lightfoot 2LP compilation. $26.99. Van Halen is sold to Jaco Belli for $60. And let's go ahead and say, Fred Carnell, you've got Billy Squier for $27. This is a 81 US Capitol Club. US 81 Capitol Club pressing. Fred Carnell has that for $27, going twice, going 3 times. Was the Squier 180 RTI. This is an 81 club pressing. We do have the sealed RTIs I was going to show at the conclusion of this auction. Craig Thomas wants Adam Ant. That's sold to Craig Thomas. The Knack. Get the Knack, $19.99. And Kansas, their self-titled first album, Kansas, $19.99. Kansas, $19.99. Loverboy, Get Lucky. This one has Everybody's Working for the Weekend, $19.99 on Loverboy. And Wings at the Speed of Sound, $24.99 for Wings at the Speed of Sound, Paul McCartney. Rush, All the World's a Stage is our next auction. This is a 1976 Terre Haute. Very nice copy. Rush, All the World's a Stage. That is a $45 start for Rush. Fred Carnell has Billy Squier for $27. That is the final call on that. Santana, Marathon in shrink wrap, $19.99. John Lennon, Shaved Fish, $24.99. Flo and Eddie, Moving Targets. Flo and Eddie from the Turtles, $19.99. Flo and Eddie. 10cc, Look Here, is $14.99. Gold stamp promo. And Journey, Frontiers. Looks like a very nice copy. Original inner sleeve, $19.99. Rush, $45.45. Brian C. wants the Flo and Eddie. And let's go ahead and sell. Oh, never mind. Dennis Nelson says, I have Billy Squier for $30. He does. Fred Carnell, you're behind. Dennis Nelson has Billy Squier for $30. I'm glad you said something. Of course, it was already on my screen, so you would have caught me anyway. Dennis Nelson has this for $30, and that's going twice, going 3 times. So, Fred, you're out. Excuse me on that one. Angela Chesney, First to Journey. Fog Hat, Full for the City. Slow Ride, $19.99. Fog Hat, Full for the City, $19.99. Fred's out on Billy Squier. Let's go ahead and sell that to Dennis then for $30. Dennis Nelson gets Billy Squier for $30. The Guess Who Live at the Paramount is $19.99. The Guess Who Live at the Paramount and Leon Russell is $14.99. The high bid on Rush is Austin at $45, $46. Duets, Jerry Lee Lewis. This is on yellow gold vinyl. Duets, Jerry Lee Lewis on Sun, $24.99. I do not have any more Dark Side of the Moon box sets. We ordered 10. I pre-sold 9. I kept 1. I'm not able to get others right now. I have 2 copies back ordered, one from different distributors. Cannot get them right now. Next auction is going to be, yes, 9012 Live, the Solos. $35 start on this. 9012 Live, the Solos. Yes. Japanese press, near mint, pristine with Obi. $35 start. Stevens at $50 on Rush. Walls and Bridges, John Lennon, $24.99 for Walls and Bridges, John Lennon. The Animals, Animalism, $14.99. The Animals, Animalism, $14.99. Walter Savage wants the Jerry Lee Lewis. We got Yes at 35, Rush at 51, McCartney 2 with the bonus 7-inch, the live coming up at Glasgow, $27.99 for McCartney 2. Good Night Tonight, Wings, Good Night Tonight, $19.99 in shrink wrap. That's a 12-inch single, Good Night Tonight by Paul McCartney and Wings. George Harrison, Cloud 9, $24.99. All of a sudden, having these come in. Took forever for us to finally get another one. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. A sealed copy, 1983 sealed with hype sticker. I'm Still Standing, $29.99. And 10 years after, A Space and Time, $19.99. 10 years after, A Space and Time, $19.99. Rush, 50, now 51. Yes is at 35. Any chance you have Anima by Tool? That album has never been repressed on vinyl. Only officially, you can buy a bootleg, if you can find those. You can buy a bootleg or unofficial or whatever word you want to call it. But that album has never been repressed on vinyl. I'm looking for our next auction over here. Give me 1 second. Let's do this other Judas Priest, Stained Class. The very nice Judas Priest album. This is going to be a 30. Actually, we don't have a spot open. Give me a second on that. Was this put back? Okay, Journey is still available. No problem. Angela needs to put that back. Jeff McIntosh wants Wings, Good Night Tonight. But yeah, you cannot get Anima by Tool on vinyl. Unavailable. Yes is at 40 with Tony Shore. I am about to sell Rush, though, for 51. I was going to make sure Steven was done bidding. We got Austin at 51. The James Gang, Your Album, $19.99. That will be a big deal when they finally repress Tool Anima and 10,000 Days on vinyl. Those are two that fans and collectors have been waiting reissues of for a long time. Of course, they'll probably do some kind of unnecessary, elaborate packaging and charge way too much for it, but they'll definitely sell them. That is the benefit of being a huge band like Tool. You can probably charge whatever you want for your albums, and people's going to buy them. Jack is at Cloud 9. We have Rush at 55, and we have Santana for $19.99. Santana is $19.99. Santana, that is Santana 3, $19.99. Eddie Money, this is in shrink wrap with a hype sticker, $19.99. Think I'm in Love, Shaken. Very nice copy. Eddie Money, shrink wrap and hype sticker, $19.99. Yes is at 42. Cloud 9 went to Jack. Yes is at 45. Steven's back in on Rush at 55. Yes is at 47. Rush is at 56. And Eddie Money went to Arthur and Tanner. That one was $19.99. Arthur was first of that. Michael Nath was second. And Angela was third. So let me get everything situated there. I don't think I've missed anything. We've got Yes at $50 of Tony Shore. That just came in. 9012 Live, the solos. And then the high bid on Rush is at 56 with Austin Cauldron. And McCartney 2 was a really nice copy. And it has the bonus 7-inch with it as well. Bonus 7-inch. And that was $27.99. Charlie DeFrank. Very nice vinyl as well. That was a great crate. Once again, let's go through those titles one more time and see what's left. I can't start a new auction because we're still bidding on both of these. Rush is at 56. Yes is at 50. We still have J. Cole, 2014 or 2014 maybe, Forest Hills Drive, however you want to read that. That's $149.99 from 2015. Men at Work Cargo was $24.99. Nazareth was $19.99. And Rick Wakeman, The Six Wives of Henry VIII. Rick Wakeman is $19.99. Journey Through the Past is $39.99. And Gary Rafferty, City to City, $19.99. Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold is $26.99. And Get the Knack is $19.99. Kansas, self-titled, is $19.99. And Loverboy, Get Lucky. I'm assuming this is what Juventude wants. Let me know if that's right or wrong. Juventude, Loverboy, Get Lucky. So to Juventude, Rush is at 60, now 52 on Yes and 54 on Yes. Wings at the Speed of Sound was $24.99. Santana Marathon is $19.99. Charlie DeFrank does want the McCartney 2. That's so to C. DeFrank. That was the right one for Juventude. John Lennon Shaved Fish, that's a hits comp, $24.99. 10cc is $14.99. Foghat still available with the one with Slow Ride on it, $19.99. This one usually gets gone. Foghat's $19.99, Fool for the City. The Guess Who is $19.99, live at the Paramount. Leon Russell is $14.99. John Lennon Walls and Bridges is $24.99. And The Animals Animalism, $14.99. Cameron Nance is first to Foghat. Who has the 60 on Rush? That is Stephen Chesney. Stephen Chesney has the high bid on Rush at $60, going once, going twice. The high bid on Yes is with Tony Shore, now Nick Todd at $55. Nick Todd has that for $55. And Cameron Nance got Foghat, and Jared the Jagger was second. Cameron Nance was first to the Foghat. Jared, you were second. Elton John was sealed, $29.99. Greg Brummett first on the Kansas. That sold to Greg Brummett. We got 10 Years After, A Space and Time, $19.99. Philip Regaldo first on The Animals. Tony Shore's at $57 on Yes. Journey is still available. It was put back, now available. Separate Ways, Send Her My Love, Faithfully. Great album. Name a bad Journey album. The James Gang, $19.99. And Santana is $19.99. Really cool album. Austin's out on Rush. I am going to go ahead and sell that to Stephen Chesney for $60 then. Stephen gets the Rush for $60. Yes is at $57 with Tony Shore. And that's between Tony and Nick Todd. And Michael J. is going to take the Journey. Now I can put up Judas Priest. Judas Priest was a let me confirm the year on this one. 1978. Yeah, I was about to say 88 don't sound right. 1978 USOG of stained glass. This is going to be a $35 start. Really nice copy of Judas Priest stained glass. $35 start. Very nice. And that is a 1988. Yes, 1988. Do you have Elton John songs from the West Coast? No, I do not. Elton released a lot of his later albums. They're out there now. They're not cheap. Most of them are like $50, $55, so I hadn't stocked a whole lot of them, but they are out there. So, boy, we've sold a lot of vintage tonight. I've went through several hundreds of records, and there's not many left. Not many left. Let's see. Judas Priest, 35, two bidders. Dennis was in first. Let's go ahead and sell Yes to Tony Shore for $57. Now, I can bring out some of the Leonard Skinnards I was just telling you about. I've got their 3 classic albums, Pronounced, Second Helping, and let's do Gimme Back My Bullets. And I think these are all nice vintage copies. Black MCA label, which should be the OG label for this, has the original MCA inner sleeve that came with it. Really clean copies of all 3 of these albums I'm going to auction tonight. This is a $35 start. Leonard Skinnard, Gimme Back My Bullets. That's a really nice copy of that album. $35 start on that. That's the same price for Judas Priest. Dennis Nelson's the high bidder. Now Martin Pryor. Brad Moore says he'll take the James Gang. This is sold to Brad Moore. Very nice copy. Original label on that one too. Sold to Brad Moore. Now I'm going to move these over here to the other crate. Let me do that right now. These right here. Everything's in one crate now. That's fantastic, especially when we go back through them here in a second. There's that. Let's see. Let's go through this. Take this off the table. And we got 2 auctions up. Leonard Skinner to 35 and Judas Priest is now at 40. I've got plenty more of like Queensryche, Judas Priest, and UFO albums like that to auction. Not before I go through our next crate, which let me find it around here somewhere. We might run through, let me see what's in here. Is this the new arrivals from last night? It was. Where's that crate I went through? I found a crate last night. Okay, this is a good one. Yeah, let's go through this one right here. This one got some really good titles in it. Really good titles in it. I have not went through any Beatles albums. I don't know when I'll get to those because they're in the back. Let me announce that one more time. I can go crate some up. What we're going to do with those is we might even do those during part 2. So I hope everybody can definitely come back for that. If not, we'll do some here before we end part 1. The first half of the video is stuff that we hadn't processed and put yet. I'm going through all those copies of Sgt. Pepper's, Abbey Road. That is from the Dallas collection, which I think y'all remember, where we went down there and bought literally 2, pretty much a semi full of records. Those are unprocessed. We go through a whole crate of Sgt. Pepper's. There's going to be some that are like VG minus, and then there's some that are really nice OG copies. We're putting those out kind of here and there for our live sales. Eventually, we're going to get a bunch of them similar and show them. Like I'm going to have like 10 VG copies or VG Plus of Sgt. Pepper's or Abbey Road or the Beatles' second album or anything like that. The stuff that's going to be on sale tonight is we have 2 entire bins of Japanese where I've got like 12 of the same album. Those are going to be clearance prices. We're going to sell all those, and then all the Beatles solo albums. I mean, I have this many copies of Wings at the Speed of Sound. We're going to make them really cheap where we can sell everybody one, and that's what we're going to do. Sometime either in the next hour, we're going to bring some of that up here, and I'll do that in the next hour, or we'll do it during part 2. So if you're waiting for the Beatles stuff. But there is going to be some Beatles, actual Beatles albums on sale as well. I've got duplicates of like Let It Be and compilations, especially compilations. So, okay, Judas Priest, 40, 42, 45, and 50. No bids on Leonard Skinner. No bids on Leonard Skinner. Looking for a $35 start before I make it a buy it now. This crate has Gil Scott-Heron, Brian Jackson, Winter in America. This is a VG copy for $34.99. Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson, Winter in America. That's a VG copy for $34.99. VG Plus copy of McDonald and Giles on the Coalition label. That is a VG Plus, $24.99. Captain Beyond, a VG copy, $19.99. Captain Beyond, VG copy, $19.99. Cameron is in on Leonard Skinner. Dennis is out on Judas Priest, so Judas Priest is at 50, Leonard Skinner's at 35. Those are going twice, going 3 times. Bruce Springsteen, Greetings from Ashbury Park. That's an EX copy, very clean, $17.99. Brian C. on MC, which was not Gil Scott-Heron. Was it McDonald and Giles, maybe? Let me know if that's right. MC, maybe. Captain Beyond and Bruce Springsteen. UK Squeeze is EX, $19.99. This is the red vinyl pressing that's on the white label promo. That's $19.99. And the Steve Miller Band, Your Saving Grace. That's a VG Plus, $14.99. Steve Miller Band, Your Saving Grace. Brian C. does want the McDonald and Giles. That's so to Brian C. All right. I've got plenty of more auctions to run, so we're going to sell this to Martin Pryor for $50. And we're going to sell this to Cameron Nance for $35. Felt like that was a great deal on that very clean copy of Give Me Back My Bullets. So let's try Second Helping. Second Helping is also a $35 start. Once again, this was originally on a label called Sounds of the South. Those have got very difficult to get. This is the first MCA pressing, not the first pressing, but the first MCA pressing. That's a $35 start on that one as well. Sweet Home Alabama. We've all heard that a few times. Next is, let's pull something out of the Japanese bin. Yes, it's been hot tonight, but I think I'm fresh out. But I do have a really nice copy of Styx Paradise Theater. Styx Paradise Theater is a $35 start. Styx Paradise Theater. I don't know if these are etched like the US versions. Yeah, they are. Even a high quality Japanese etching on that. There's the 2-page Japanese flip. Very nice cover, gatefold, Obi, $35 start. $35 start on Styx Paradise Theater. Same price for Leonard Skinner. Captain Beyond is not a lenticular cover. It's just a standard cover. It is on Capricorn. Vinyl is VG, and that's $19.99. Pink Floyd. This is a VG copy, $49.99. This is the 1969 Rainbow Candy Stripe Tower Records label. VG condition, $49.99, also a VG or VG Plus copy. The Police, Ghost in the Machine, a VG copy, $12.99. Police, Ghost in the Machine. The vinyl is VG, $12.99. Come Fly With Me, Frank Sinatra, VG Plus, $14.99. Come Fly With Me. Do you have the Philippines? I actually have a lot of like the Philippine versions. They're on colored vinyl. We probably have what you could almost call a huge collection of them in the back. We don't put them out because they're so low quality, but we got some really cool. And I got some Philippine pressings of Led Zeppelin, Beatles, Pink Floyd records on colored vinyl. I was waiting to build up a bunch of them and then like sell them all off one night at auction because there's some really cool records. I don't recommend listening to them, but if you're a collector of just different pressings, I've got some really cool ones. We probably have 400 or 500, and I've got the Beatles, all the Hendrix, Queen. They got alternate covers. They're really cool. Leonard Skinner's at 35. Michael J is first on the Police. What's the bid on Leonard Skinner? We just got a bid for 35. No bid yet on Sticks. We're looking for a $35 start on that. But Vanessa, be sure you check our Facebook. I'll make posts usually when I hype something up like that, as in a sign, as an announcement, I mean, that we're going to be selling them soon. But right now, there's no date for that. Just whenever we get to them. Roy Orbison, all-time greatest hits. That's an EX copy, 1999. BG's Odessa, VG plus $39.99. By the way, feel free to make offers on this crate. These are pretty recent titles, but if there's something in here you want, feel free to make an offer on it. I'll be negotiable on some of these. This is the second go-around on some of these. Grand Funk Phoenix, this is a German pressing. EX copy, $17.99. Sammy Davis Jr. at the Coconut Grove. This is EX, $17.99. Danica wants the Roy Orbison. Matt Biggs is at 35. We've already got a $35 bid. David Taylor's at 35. We need something higher than 35. Ted Stevens first on Sticks. Looking for a $35 start on that. And Susie Breedlove wants Grand Funk. Those are both sold. Jeff Beck, There and Back, is a VG Plus $14.99. Stephen Steele's Live. One side's electric, one side's acoustic. VG Plus $14.99 for Stephen Steele's Live. Janis Joplin Pearl is a VG Plus $14.99. Matt's at 40 on Leonard Skinner. Janis Joplin Pearl, VG Plus $24.99. Leonard Skinner, one more From the Road. This is a 2LP live. Leonard Skinner, VG Plus $24.99. The Roy Orbison was called All-Time Great Hits. All-Time Greatest Hits. Merle Haggard is EX $12.99. The Doors, LA Woman, VG Plus $24.99. This is a repress on Elektra. Very nice VG Plus though, $24.99. And John Cougar Mellencamp, The Lonesome Jubilee, VG Plus $14.99 on John Cougar Mellencamp, Lonesome Jubilee. So, Matt is the high bidder on this at 40. David Taylor, you're out. I don't reckon anybody was bidding on the Sticks album, so whoever wants this, it's a $35 buy it now on Sticks. Paradise Theater, that's a $35 bid if anybody wants that. Michael J, first to The Doors, and Rydell Martin, first to Cougar. That's John Cougar Mellencamp. Those are both sold and sold. Bob Dylan, Slow Train Coming, very nice copy, $34.99. Bob Dylan, Slow Train Coming, $34.99. And Bing Crosby, a legendary performer, this is $9.99. Ted Stevens says, I did. Well, I didn't know if you were bidding or not. You just put Sticks, and there was no number after it. So I am going to sell that to you for $35. I'm glad you said something. Be sure if you're bidding, you put the name of the title or the artist or an abbreviation, and then you put the number after it. That way I know you're bidding. Otherwise, I'm not for sure. I think maybe you think it's a buy it now or something, but that was an auction. But that's sold to you. $35. David Taylor is at 42 on Leonard Skinner. Pamela also bid 42. Danica is going to, I think she was just asking, the price on that, or wanted to know what the Roy Orbison was. So that can be put back. Yardbirds Favorites. The Yardbirds, this is a hits comp, $19.99. The Yardbirds Favorites and the best of Max Roach and Clifford Brown in concert. Max Roach and Clifford Brown, $19.99. Matt's in on Leonard Skinner at 46. I've got another Queensryche. This is their self-titled debut EP. This is called Queensryche. This is going to be a $45 start for Queensryche. This has got the original poly liner inner sleeve that came with it. It is a 1983 USOG, and it's going to be a $45 start on Queensryche. Let's see. So Leonard Skinner's at 45. This has the original EMI inner sleeve that came with it. I'll go ahead and set that out. There it is. And that's a $45 start. About a VG Plus cover. Where it's black, it's going to show any little imperfection, but not bad. Very glossy, very nice. That's a $45 start. The Sinatra that's in here is Come Fly With Me. It was a VG Plus $14.99. Juventude wants the Yardbirds. That's sold to Juventude. Mia wants MR, Max Roach. Walter said 10 on Roy Orbison. That would be $15 if you want it. Lee Rittenauer, Rio. Lee Rittenauer is $14.99. Rio. We Shall Overcome, Pete Seeger, live at Carnegie Hall, $9.99. Bing Crosby, Zing a Little Zong. Bing Crosby, $9.99 for Bing. Van Morrison, TB Sheets. These are always German pressings. They're always German pressings. $34.99, Van Morrison, TB Sheets. Let's see. Leonard Skinner was at $45, and Pamela's also bid $45. The first person to bid it, though, was Matt Biggs. Matt was first on $45. That means, Pamela, you're out. And we got a couple different corrected prices here. First is we're going to sell Roy Orbison. Let's take that back out of the crate. That time to Walter Savage for $15. Tim Holloway is going to get the Bing Crosby for $9.99. So that's Walter's for $15. That's Tim's for $10. And Sherry Darnell gets the Van Morrison at sticker. Now, an update on our auctions. We have a MCA press, which is the first MCA press, but not the first pressing, just to clarify. Still probably a 73 or 74. Matt Biggs has this for $45. He is the high bidder. Pamela also bid $45, but that was second. And then I think we had two people bid on Queensryche. No, just one. Ted Stevens. Ted bid $45 on Queensryche. That's going once, going twice. Rock Flowers from 1971. Rock Flowers, $29.99. Rock Flowers, $29.99. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue, $34.99 for the Rolling Stones, Black and Blue. Very nice copy. $34.99 for the Rolling Stones. Waylon Jennings and Jesse Coulter, Leather and Lace. Waylon and Jesse, $24.99. The Lone Ranger is sealed. Very cool cover. $19.99 for the Lone Ranger. $19.99, that is sealed. Chad Atkins Workshop is a 1961 Hollywood press, living stereo, $14.99. Pamela is back in on Leonard Skinner at $47. Chet Atkins, $14.99. The Forrester Sisters. The Forrester Sisters is $19.99, and that is sealed. And George Jones Golden Hits is also sealed, $19.99. The race is on. Yes, Pink Floyd was a 1969, which is the what I call the rainbow or candy stripe, VG condition, $49.99. Yes. All right, final call on Queensryche for $47. Matt Biggs, let me know if you want to bid again on Leonard Skinner. Huxton Creepers, keep it to the beat. Huxton Creepers, $14.99 for Huxton Creepers. The Band of Hollyjoy, the Band of Hollyjoy, 1989 sealed, $24.99. Another John Cougar Mellencamp, Lonesome Jubilee. This one's $19.99. Don Skepsky, Full Cycle, is $14.99. Don Skepsky, Full Cycle. Sing Some Love Songs, Porter Wagner, $9.99. Porter Wagner at his best, $9.99. Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz. I think we showed this last night. VG Plus, $49.99. VG Plus, $14.99. And Van Halen 2, nice copy. Near Mint Mice vinyl, VG Plus cover, $44.99. Matt Biggs is back in on Leonard Skinner at $50. Tim Holloway wants the George Jones. George Jones for, that's sold to Tim Holloway. And John wants John Cougar for $15. Sell that to John Ambrosic. And Ted Stevens, you get the Queensryche. That is sold to you for $45. Ted Stevens, $45. And Eric, we've already sold that. There's been some questions come in at the wrong times on these auctions, right when I'm selling stuff. Leonard Skinner, Matt Biggs is $50. We're just waiting for Pamela's move now. John Cale, Music for New Society, $34.99. Blast from Your Past, Ringo Starr. This is a Ringo Hits comp. I think this was some stuff that was left over last night that I found this crate of stuff and I added some leftovers in here. So that's why we're showing these again. Monty Python Instant Record Collection, $34. No, I know what this is. This is stuff left over from a flip crate. Deep Purple, VG Plus, $19.99. Monty Python, James Taylor, Sweet Baby James, $24.99. Lee Greenwood's Greatest Hits, $9.99. Shades of Deep Purple, $26.99. And I listened to this last night. Status Quo, Messages from the Status Quo, Pictures of Matchstick Men, 1968, $39.99. Brad's Brain, Blizzard of Oz was a VG Plus, $49.99. Nick Todd wants the Deep Purple. And Leonard Skinner is sold to Matt Biggs for $50. And yeah, those were shown last night. That was leftovers from a flip crate. And all this was some stuff from almost a month ago. He wants the other Deep Purple. Okay, this one right here, Royal Philharmonic. Deep Purple Live. Got it. Actually, I told in the flip video, I said I would do that for if anybody wants Shades of Deep Purple, I would do that for $19.99. It's a 2000, it's a remaster reissue from the 2000s era. $19.99 on that. We got slots for new auctions. I've got another Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. Defenders of the Faith. This is going to be a $35 start. It is a 1984 US OG on the Columbia label. Very nice copy. EX Plus or better. EX Plus or better. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. Very nice copy. $35 start on that. There's the LP. It has the original inner sleeve with lyrics. $35 start on Judas Priest. $35 start on Judas Priest. So the only thing that has not sold tonight at auction is Elton John, A Single Man. And that's a $35 bot now. I'm going to put that up there. Not before I put up a Japanese pressing of something that I think we've already sold 7 of this week. But here's another one. Billy Joel, The Stranger, near mint and pristine Japanese pressing of Billy Joel, The Stranger. $35 start. Perfect on the vinyl. There's the original Japanese inner sleeve. Anthony's song, Moving Out. There's the cover and Obi. $35 start on Billy Joel. We've already got a bid on Judas Priest. Dale, I am sorry. I have not listened to Crown's Land. I forgot to pull that. I listened to probably 12 records last night, and I didn't listen to that. You'll have to be mad at me. I will tonight. That's twice I've let you down. That's twice I've let you down. Sorry. Okay, let me go through. Let me adjust my neck and my spine and my back. 10 o'clock. We'll probably take a break at 10:30 like we have been doing. We've already went through 4 crates of Old Hickory stuff. Everything that's left is in 1 crate. Ted Stevens needs to put back sticks. Leonard Skinner is going to be put up for bid right now. That's okay this time, but just in the future, we rarely let anybody put back auction items. I know you were the only bidder, so that's probably why it's more okay this time. Just make sure auction items, we don't put those back. So if anybody does want that, it's a $35 buy it now. Sticks Paradise Theater. If anybody does want that, very nice copy. Obi, insert, the etch vinyl, $35 buy it now on Sticks. 35 on Billy Joel. Final call on both of these at 35. And let's see. The Judas Priest was an 84 USOG. 84 USOG on the Judas Priest. I don't know. There may be variants like press implants, but I'm not for sure. Let's sell Brandon Jackson Sticks for $35. That's sold to Brandon Jackson for $35. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sell Billy Joel. That's sold to Jocko Belly Dante for $35. And so I can put up Pronounced Leonard Skinner. Another black MCA rainbow label, very nice. Has the MCA inner sleeve. Pronounced Leonard Skinner, $35 start. $35 start on Pronounced Leonard Skinner. Judas Priest is about to be sold to Joseph Feliciti, also for $35. I'm just going to read through the titles that's left in here. If anybody wants a price, let me know. Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, UK Squeeze, Steve Miller Band, Captain Beyond, Bee Gees Odessa, Sammy Davis Jr. Live, Jeff Beck, Stephen Stills, Janis Joplin, Leonard Skinner, Merle Haggard, Bob Dylan, Bing Crosby, Lee Ritenour, Pete Seeger, Bing Crosby, Rock Flowers, The Rolling Stones, and Waylon and Jesse. Brandon got sticks. Leonard Skinner 35, Leonard Skinner 40. Richard Baker wants the Captain Beyond. Rich Baker on Captain Beyond, pronounced 38, 35, Leonard Skinner 45. The Lone Ranger sealed, Chet Atkins. Pink Floyd still available, so is the Forrester Sisters and Huxton Creepers. The band of Holly Joy, Majestic. I don't think I read that one earlier. Don Sepsky, Full Circle, and Porter Wagner. Let's see, 45, 50 on Leonard Skinner. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. How much was Sammy Davis? Sammy Davis live at the Coconut Grove was an EX copy for $17.99. EX for $17.99. Leonard Skinner 50. Michael Nath was in first. Price on Skinner, one more from the road. The 2LP live Skinner album is a VG Plus $24.99, Michael. Leonard Skinner 55. Brian Jackson price. That was the Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson. Joey, that is a VG copy. The vinyl's in VG condition, $34.99. It's on the Satra East label. The cover, gatefold, about a VG Plus, $34.99 on that. That was for Joey. Next is Tim Holloway Bing Crosby bundle. If you're buying both, I'll sell you both of them for, what is it, 9 and 9 or 10 and 10. I'll sell you both for Bing Crosby, $15 for both, Tim Holloway. Bing Crosby, $15 for both. Leonard Skinner's at $60. Brian C. does want the Sammy Davis Jr. That's sold to Brian C. The Lone Ranger should be a spoken word, like a story record. It is sealed. Yeah, it's the radio program, so it's probably got like original radio broadcasts from the 30s and 40s pressed to vinyl. Yeah, the first airing was 1933. That's when the Lone Ranger was sold or first broadcast on the radio. Of course, there's also comic books and TV shows all through the 40s, 50s, 60s. Next, that was for Craig. Next is Rodell Martin, which is Retro Class Entertainment. He wants the Rock Flowers. That's sold to Rodell Martin. Michael J. wants one more for the road. Who got that? Who asked about that? That was Michael asked about it. So the live Leonard Skinner does go to Michael J. Tim Holloway got the 2 Bing Crosbys. It's already there for $15. Rodell says he'd give $25 for Gil Scott. Let me make sure whoever asked about it doesn't want it. Joey K. Kalinicki maybe. We have an offer for this for $25. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. You asked about it first. If you want it, you can have it for $25. If not, we're going to sell it to Rodell. And we have LR for $10. Let me figure out what LR was. Lone Ranger. Craig, I will sell that to you for $15 if you want it. That is a sealed copy. $15 if you want that, Craig. Update on Leonard Skinner. We had a couple people say out. Matt Biggs is at $55. Pronounced Leonard Skinner. MCA Press, $55 on that. And we can go ahead and sell Judas Priest. I don't think anybody else bid except the opening bid, which was $35 to Joseph I used to say Feliciti, but it's Feliciti. That's sold to Joseph for $35. I asked about, okay, we had 2 Michaels asked. Michael Golston asked about it, but it's sold to Michael J., which is Jochumstaller. Craig passes. If anybody wants a Lone Ranger, $15 on that. Philip is back in on the Leonard Skinner for $60. Sorry, I'm terrible with names, especially if they have more than one syllable. More than one syllable, I'm out. Okay, we got some Twisted Sister, UFO, Vision Quest. Let's do Twisted Sister. This is a 1987 USOG. It has an original inner sleeve. It has the original merchandise form, and it has the shrink wrap and hype sticker, which is folded up and put it inside. It has been removed, so you know the cover is in really good condition. Twisted Sister is going to be a $35 start. $35 start. Let me show you what all those inserts look like. $35 start on Twisted Sister. This is called Love is for Suckers. Love is for Suckers. Very clean vinyl, EX Plus. There's the original inner sleeve, which is an Atlantic Records company sleeve. There's the shrink wrap and hype sticker and price tag that originally was on it. And there is the merchandise form or video form. You could send that in and buy something. Available in VHS, hi-fi stereo VHS, only $19.98. Wow, $20 in 1987? That's probably what, $40 now? So people talk about the prices of stuff now, but if you calculate for inflation, $20 in 87 is probably about $40 now, I'd say, for a new VHS tape. Ken Crooker is at 35 on that. Let's see. Derek Clark wants Steve Miller and Lone Ranger. All right, that's so to Derek Clark. Steve Miller Band is right here. That's sticker for Derek Clark, and I told Craig I'd sell the Lone Ranger for $15. Let's give Craig that, or give Derek that same price for $15. Twisted Sisters at 35. Leonard Skinnard, pronounced Leonard Skinnard, is at $60 with Philip Regaldo. $60. Philip has that. Final call, and we do have a $35 bid on Twisted Sister. Porter Wagner, Van Halen 2, Ozzy Blizzard of Oz, John Kell, Music for a New Society, Deep Purple was $19.99 if anybody wants it, Ringo Starr, Blast from Your Past, Monty Python, James Taylor, Lee Greenwood, and Status Quo. If anybody wants those or wants to make an offer on anything, now is the time. Somebody asked earlier, could we run through some new vinyl? And I said, absolutely. I'll grab a new crate of something over here and we can go through them. I got stuff kind of scattered everywhere. I see an interesting crate here and here. We can go through this one or that one. Pamela's at 62 on Leonard Skinnard. Final call on Twisted Sister. I'm going to put these away. I do have more vintage to go through, but let's go through some new vinyl. Let's go through some new vinyl right quick. First, we got Joe wants Ozzy. Sell that to Joe, and he wants the Deep Purple. Ozzy with sticker, and sell him the Deep Purple for $19.99. And John wants Squeeze and Jeff Beck for $30. Let me find those. Was there a Jeff Beck in here? I guess there was. Jeff Beck and Squeeze. Sell those to John Ambrosic, $30. I guess just put them down for however you want to. I'll let you do the math. Anybody else? These are going to be handy, meaning they're going to be right here next to me if anybody else wants anything else while we wrap up these other two auctions. This was the first crate of new vinyl. I'm going to go through this in a flash just in case you missed it. I'll do it again during part 2, but here's what's available. We have Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror. That's their Greatest Hits Volume 2, $39.99. Billie Eilish, and that is on colored vinyl, $36.99. REM, Life's Rich Pageant, $33.99. Last copy of Velvet Revolver, Contraband, $49.99. Jason Isbell, Here We Rest, $28.99. Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things, $44.99. We need to hold that for Chip Hall, but if anybody does want a copy, let me know. Outcast, AT Aliens, $36.99. The White Stripes is $31.99. James Taylor, I've got 2 copies. Here's tonight's surprise restock. James Taylor's Greatest Hits, Gatefold, New and Beautiful, $28.99. Metallica, Reload, Fuel, The Memory Remains, $39.99. I've got a bunch of those. Just needed to grab a couple more. Blackberry Smoke is available. That's on orange vinyl, $28.99. The Southern Ground Sessions for Blackberry Smoke. The Go-Go's Greatest Hits, $33.99 on the Go-Go's Greatest Hits. We Got the Beat. Korn, Issues. Korn is $36.99. And Judas Priest Turbo is $28.99. Thanks for saving me the money, Leonard RL, skipping my bid. Did I miss a bid? Did I miss something? LR. I can go back and definitely find it. Let's see. Twisted Sister. Let's go ahead and sell that to Ken Crooker for $35. They're still bidding on Leonard Skinnard. Philip is at $65. Philip is at $65. And if you need me to go find something, Michael, I will. If anybody else wants anything in there, just let me know. That was a quick, very quick recap. Quick crate. That's the quickest crate of the night. Pretty self-explanatory what's in there. Alice in Chains. I've got 2 albums. I've got Facelift and Dirt. They are $38.99. Facelift and Dirt. If you want to see them, let me know. Now, let's go through this crate here and see what's over here. Or this back. I think this back left one maybe hadn't had any attention in a while. Maybe. We might go through both very quickly. We'll go through this one so I can get this one better. Do you mind handing me a copy of the 2 AIC albums very quickly? Soundgarden, yes. So we're one person short. I think it was John Wilson, but everybody got a Soundgarden. So if you commented If you commented on the Soundgarden post, this is for Soundgarden down on the upside. We tagged these tonight. James Bragg, George Ellis, Rich Recor, Arthur Maldondo, Darren Wortman, Steve Howell, Paul Brothers, Matthew Knight, and John Wilson. You're the next name that's invisible right there that's still on our spreadsheet. We're waiting for more of those to come in. Then System of a Down, Toxicity came in for James Bragg. Dale Cooper, your Metallica Japan broadcast came in. Tracy Miller's Billie Eilish. Dark Side of the Moon Live for Mitchell Richardson. And Brent McKinney said he didn't need that Pearl Jam rearview mirror anymore, so we can take him off. MTV Unplugged. Robin, a lot of people are looking for that. Here's Dirt, and I also have Facelift. So Dirt is $38.99. Them Bones, Down in a Hole, Rooster, Angry Chair, Wood. I've listened to this a lot. I like Facelift more. I know Dirt's incredible, especially with Rooster and Angry Chair and Wood, but and Them Bones. Yeah, AIC Unplugged is currently out of print. Cannot get that album. There's bootlegs. Of course, I don't have those because I don't want the FBI like raiding my shop in the middle of the night. So don't have those. Leonard Skinnard is at $63 with David Taylor. And no, the bids are really strange tonight. No one's really in order. We got people bidding like out of order. I'm not for sure what's up, but this is sold to Philip R. $65, and Pamela just bid $67. That's sold to Philip. I think there's some connection problems. I just said that's so. That was sold to Philip R. for $65. Sorry, Pamela. So that was Dirt, and here's Alice in Chains Facelift. Alice in Chains, and I think Eric Storbick wants one. Eric, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. Alice in Chains Facelift is $36.99. We Die Young, Man in the Box, Sea of Sorrow, Bleed the Freak. It Ain't Like That, Put You Down. Very good stuff. There's one for Eric. If anybody else, these are actually $36.99, not $38. Pamela, sorry. If your bids are kind of out of order, I mean, right here are my, hold on a second, let me get my orientation. Right here are my hands going down. See those bids? That's what I go by. And like earlier, like Pamela was at 62, Philip 65, David 63. Of course, I acknowledge Philip's bid, but then when no one bids in like 3-4 minutes, I'm assuming you're out. So I go ahead and sell it. So you might want to make sure you're up to date and you're the high bidder, or you could miss out on it. If someone outbids you, you probably want to go ahead and bid immediately, because sometimes I'm like, okay, sold. Just FYI. Quick run through on this bin. Danzig Circle of Snakes. This is $31.99. Danzig Circle of Snakes. That's my last two copies on clear vinyl. $31.99. Eric, if you're a first-time buyer, let me know, and we'll make sure you're in our system. I'm going to go ahead and just put Alice in Chains in here. If anybody wants one, let me know. Let's get our next two auctions rolling. I'll do something out of this bin back here. I got a UFO album I've been meaning to run, which is this one. I don't think I get too many copies of this. 1983 USOG, $20 start on UFO Making Contact. UFO Making Contact, $20 start on that. UFO Making Contact. That is the original poly bag inner sleeve. $20 start on UFO. Eric, thank you. Just as long as you send us a message, you'll be good to go. Social Distortion's Greatest Hits. $44.99 on Social Distortion's Greatest Hits. David Bowie Pinups. We sold an OG copy tonight. This is the newest remaster from David Bowie. $29.99. Candlebox is $59.99. Candlebox is $59.99. And Blues Traveler, Blow Up the Moon. $49.99. Blues Traveler, Blow Up the Moon. Venom. This is black metal on 40th anniversary silver and black splatter vinyl. $48.99 on Venom. And Dead Kennedys, In God We Trust. The Dead Kennedys is $24.99. Fleetwood Mac, Can't Stop Loving You. Fleetwood Mac, Can't Stop Loving You. That is a live broadcast from 1970. $31.99. And Linkin Park, Reanimation. Linkin Park, $33.99. Brian C. is in on UFO at $20. I do have more Japanese pressings like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Daylight Again. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Daylight Again. This is going to be a $35 start for CSN. Daylight Again. It's got some great tracks on here. There's the lyric insert. There's the other insert. Wasted on the Way. Southern Cross, of course. $35 start. That's a perfect, pristine Japanese pressing. Final call on UFO for $20, and CSN's a $35 start. Dusty Springfield in Memphis. This is the clear vinyl, newest repressing of that, $29.99. Raising Sand, Robert Plant and Allison Krauss. Raising Sand is $44.99. Scott Smith's in on UFO at $21. Darren Myers at $35 on CSN. Turnpike Troubadours, Diamonds and Gasoline, $33.99 for Turnpike Troubadours. B-52's Whammy, $29.99. Savatage, Dead, Winter Dead. Savatage is $59.99. The 1995 concept album on 2LP, that's on red vinyl. $38.99 for the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, Volume 3, A Child's Guide to Good and Evil, $38.99. Austin Cauldron on LP, that was for Lincoln Park, that's sold to Austin Cauldron. We do have a bid on CSN for $35 and now $36, UFOs at $23. Whitesnake's Greatest Hits, remixed and remastered, $44.99. Remixed doesn't necessarily mean re-recorded, it's just remastered. It's a different mix of it, you know, different highs, different lows. $44.99. That's got all the great Whitesnake songs on it. We got 2 of those available. White Zombie, this is Astro Creep 2000, the music on vinyl pressing, $38.99 for White Zombie. UFO's now at $25, CSN's at $40. Pearl Jam 10, their classic debut album, Pearl Jam, $28.99. The Essential, Stevie Ray Vaughan, $36.99 for Stevie Ray Vaughan, $36.99. Warrant Dog Eat Dog, this is the limited, is this one's numbered? This one's limited edition, not numbered. Dog Eat Dog, blue and red marbled vinyl, Warrant, $44.99. Oh, by the way, we have Warrant Cherry Pie. I have not showed those tonight. Warrant Cherry Pie is available. John Lee Hooker Burning, this is our last 2 copies. It's on the red vinyl, limited edition red vinyl from Kraft, $36.99. Tony Shore's at $40 on CSN. Darren's out. Scott's back in on UFO at $26. Whiplash, some thrash metal for you. Ticket to Mayhem, $46.99. That is limited and numbered. The very popular Weezer Blue Album, $33.99 for Weezer Blue Album. Buddy Holly and Say It Isn't So. Casey Musgraves, her newest 10th anniversary of Same Trailer, Different Park, $39.99 for Casey Musgraves. Van Halen is $31.99. Their self-titled first album, remaster. Silverchair, Anthem for the year 2000, $39.99. Offspring is $28.99. Smash. U2 Pop, $38.99. The Black Crowes, the only one we have left, of Shake Your Moneymaker Live. That's 2LP green vinyl and the green vinyl 7-inch, $44.99. Tony Shore wants Silverchair. That's sold to Tony Shore. There's another copy of Offspring Smash, $28.99. Dropkick Murphys Blackout, colored vinyl, $28.99. Taylor Swift Red, $31.99. And Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. Ken Crooker wants Van Halen, self-titled debut. Crosby, Stills and Nash is sold for $40, also to Tony Shore. And the high bid on UFO, Fred Carnell's out. That means Scott Smith has this for $26. Let's do that as a final call. Make sure nobody else wants to bid on that. Austin, I've already got you pulled for Lincoln Park. We've already got that pulled for you. Cameron Nance wants the Black Crows. I got to order more of those. Let's make a note of that because that was our last one. The Eagles, the long run. We had a U.S. pressing earlier. Here's a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing of the Eagles, the long run. $35 start. $35 start on the Eagles, the long run. Very nice copy. Japanese 2-page insert with it. Nice cover with Obi. The long run. $35 start. Classic Eagles. Alice Lowry wants Dropkick Murphys. So that crate had Jeff Buckley, Taylor Swift, The Offspring, U2, more Offspring, Casey Musgraves, Weezer, Whiplash, John Lee Hooker, Warrant, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Pearl Jam, White Zombie, White Snake, the West Coast experimental pop band, Savatage, Whammy, B-52, Turnpike Troubadours, Robert Plant and Allison Krauss, Dusty Springfield, Fleetwood Mac, The Dead Kennedys, Venom, Blues Traveler, Candlebox, Bowie, Social Distortion, Alice in Chains, and Danzig, Circle of Snakes. Matt Biggs wants a copy of the Weezer Blue album. That's sold to Matt Biggs. Matt Biggs. All right. Let me see what I've got left over here. It's kind of a weird time for me to start a new crate of vintage because it usually takes a little bit more time. I'm going to stop at 10:30 tonight. We're going to come back and do part 2 where I'm going to have some of the Beatles stuff ready. Let me go through another crate of something, though. Let me see what I've got over here. That was that crate of vintage. We can start a crate of vintage. I think y'all would probably rather see that if we took a vote. We got 164 people watching. Not going to be live much longer, though, before we break. I have to eat, or I lose concentration and I get hungry and prices start going up. And I don't think y'all want prices going up. Y'all probably rather having me eat and break, and then we can come back. So let me kind of just run through. I'll start a crate of vintage. One on the back left. You know what? I did say I was going to go through that, didn't I? I did say probably that would be better. Probably would be better to go through that one since it's probably a lot faster and it wouldn't hurt to stop. Then I can go through that crate of vintage when we come back. Let's go ahead and sell UFO to Scott Smith for $26. If anybody wants the Eagles, it's a $35 buy it now. I'm just going to move the camera and bring this one up. Y'all can see some of the stuff we got back here. There's Hootie and the Blowfish. Right above it is Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. Next to Hootie is Days of the New. Behind Days of the New is Slayer, and then Exodus, and we got John Coltrane, Nirvana Unplugged. I know y'all can't see all those, but that's what's over here on this rack. And let's go through this crate right quick. Looking for a $35 start on the Eagles, and I'm about to end it and make it a buy it now. And I'm going to probably try to run two more very quick ones in the last 10 minutes. First in here, we have Guided by Voices, Sandbox, $29.99. Guided by Voices, Sandbox, $29.99. Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, Raise the Roof, $36.99. That's their second album. We had the other one just a moment ago. David Bowie Heroes, $31.99 for David Bowie Heroes. This is a live Neil Young unofficial from 1994 on colored vinyl, $26.99. Neil Young. Frankenchrist, Dead Kennedys, that is $38.99. We have Matrix Reloaded. Matrix Reloaded, that is the original soundtrack, $34.99. Harem Scarum is a limited edition, 1,000 on red grape colored vinyl, $38.99. Madonna, the Immaculate Collection, this is Madonna's Greatest Hits, 2LP, $44.99. Johnny Burnett, Rock and Roll Trio, $28.99. The Cramps, The Smell of Female, $28.99. And Canned Heat, Living the Blues, $44.99. $44.99. I have no Zach Bryan's. I wish. No Zach Bryan's. Eagles is a $35 buy it now. I'm assuming Michael may want this. He put Eagles. He may have left his numerical off. Michael, if you want that, let me know. There's another Weezer Blue album. I'm going to put that one over here with the other one so I know how many I have. Weezer is $33.99. The Essential Chicks, that's the Dixie Chicks, $44.99. Overkill, Feel the Fire, $29.99 for Overkill. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Oh, I did call it a buy it now? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and sell it to you. I'm selling it to you anyway. I might have said that. $35 to Michael Nath on the Eagles. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young so far, $28.99. Eminem, Recovery by Eminem, $41.99. LA Guns, Toronto. This is a live LA Guns on red and blue vinyl, $44.99. Last one, Kraftwerk, early live in Germany, Kraftwerk, $31.99. Queensryche, Condition Human. Queensryche is $33.99. The Crow soundtrack, $38.99. Overkill, live in Overhausen. Overkill, Feel the Fire Volume 2 and Feel the Fire Volume 1. This is Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Overkill. Those are on colored vinyl, $36.99. A new pressing and remaster of the Eagles Hotel California, $31.99. Minor Threat, $26.99. Tenacious D, $44.99. Van Morrison Moondance, fantastic sounding record. That is all analog, $31.99. Rob Zombie, Hellbilly Deluxe, surprised that's still here, $39.99. And Armored Saint, Raising Fear, $37.99. Red, ruby red vinyl. That is Armored Saint, $37. Thought my wife told you any more of my bids. I do not listen to spouses who tell me to ignore the purchaser. That's against the rules here. So, all right. If anybody wants anything in there, let me know. I think Darren may want Armored Saint. He called it a little early, but that's what he may want in there. So, I'll just let you know. Yeah, I usually go through new vinyl a lot faster than the vintage stuff. So, did go through that one. I've got like 19 other crates of new vinyl, but it would take a while for us to go through that many. LA Guns was $44.99. LA Guns was $44.99. $44.99 on LA Guns. And Darren, let me know if you do want that Armored Saint. Let me put this Allison Chains up. It's teetering on the edge here. Don't want it to fall and smash in a corner. It's hard enough getting these already in good condition. Brent McKinney said sold on the LA Guns Live, which was back here in this crate. LA Guns Live. Let me find that. That's sold to Bob McKinney. Okay, I'm going to show like 10 records in this crate, and then we're probably going to pause, and I'm going to come back in like 30 minutes. And when I come back in 30 minutes, he does want Armored Saint. We're going to do some of the Beatles stuff on sale, which is all of our duplicates and stuff. We got multiple copies. I got to get all of it crated up and brought up here. LA Guns is official. Yes, that's an official press. But yeah, that's what we're going to do during part 2. So everybody comes back. Plus, I'm going to go back through the new stuff from tonight, the vintage stuff, which was incredible. There's still some great stuff left over, in my opinion. So let's see what we have in here. Elvis Costello, Imperial Bedroom in shrink wrap, $24.99. These are all buy it now, best offer. Elvis Costello, Goodbye Cruel World. Goodbye Cruel World. That's also $24.99. Of course, a JFK Memorial album, $19.99. Music from the original motion picture soundtrack, Airport, 1975. This is sealed, $24.99. The sealed Airport soundtrack. Endless Love is $19.99. Soundtrack to Endless Love. Country Joe and the Fish, electric music for the mind and body, $29.99 for Country Joe and the Fish. And The Who Are You? An original picture disc from The Who, $39.99. The Who Are You? The Odd Couple Sings, Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. This is $24.99 from 1973. The Odd Couple Sings. We have Papa Nebo on Atlantic Records. This is a 1971 white label promo, $24.99. Papa Nebo. Who came first? This is Pete Townshend's first solo album. It's actually pretty early. I mean, it came out before Who's Next did, I think. 1972. Who came first? 1999. LA Express is $9.99. This is a gold stamp promo. LA Express, that's on the Beach Boys label. And Eric Clapton, $34.99. RSO reissue of that. Eric Clapton. Days of Heaven, the original motion picture soundtrack from 1979, $34.99. $34.99. Kool and the Gang Emergency is $14.99. Kool and the Gang Emergency. This is $14.99. Robin, all of our new vinyl, unless I'm actually putting it on sale, is sticker price. Now, most of the time, the vintage arrivals are sticker price as well, or the vintage bins, except something we go through again like this one. It's buy it now, best offer. All the new vinyl is sticker price unless I am putting it on sale. But thank you for the offer. You can still buy them, but they're sticker price. Elementary, Doc Watson, $24.99. Doc Watson, Elementary, $24.99. Poussette Dart Band, $9.99. And Waylon Jennings, It's Only Rock and Roll. I'm going to do a handful, $24.99. I'm going to do a handful of quick Japanese buy it nows because we didn't hardly get to any of these. I'm going to keep doing them during part 2. But I have some, I'll do for some quick buy it nows. Like the first one here is going to be Asia. This is a perfect copy in shrink wrap with the Obi and the hop sticker. $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now for the Asia Alpha Japanese pressing. Near mint and pristine. Hop sticker, Obi, shrink wrap. That's sold to Tony Shore, $35. Imperial Ballroom is near mint and shrink wrap, $19.99. $19.99. Doc Watson was $24.99, Michael Nath. $24.99. Same thing, $35 buy it now. Toto, turn back, shrink wrap, Obi, near mint pristine vinyl. There's the insert. There's the other, that's the inner sleeve. There's the insert, and it also includes this poster. That's also a $35 buy now, Toto. So poster, insert, inner sleeve, near mint and pristine LP. Toto's also a $35 buy it now. Toto, turn back, $35 buy it now on Toto. 20 on Doc Watson, sure thing. Sell Michael Nath, the Elementary Doc Watson for $20. Tony got Asia for $35. We have a Cyndi Lauper. She's So Unusual, pristine copy, Obi, shrink wrap, $35 buy it now on Cyndi Lauper. She's So Unusual. $35 buy it now on Cyndi Lauper. I'm going to put Cindy with Toto. Those are $35 buy it nows. K and TG, Cool in the Gang. Sell that to John Ambrosic for $10 and sell Richard Group the Elvis Costello for $15.99. $15.99. Last two, I'll make these. Yeah, well, we'll probably sell one of these. We sold one earlier. Billy Joel, The Stranger, $35 buy it now, near mint and pristine. And Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. That is a $35 buy it now. So $35 on Phil Collins, beautiful copy. Billy Joel, Toto, and Cyndi Lauper. All very nice copies. Obies, complete. They're there, $35. That's where we're going to stop. We'll be back at 11 o'clock. That will be a few minutes after 11 o'clock. I was wanting to stop right at 10:30 tonight. We'll probably be back, I'm not going to say right at, it's usually like 11:05. And then last night we went to almost 12:30. I don't know if we'll do that again tonight. Depends on how happy y'all are. If y'all are happy, then we'll go to 12:30. But if you're not happy, meaning if you're not buying anything, we'll usually end early. The more and faster y'all are buying, the later I keep going. We'll be back in exactly 30 or so minutes, more like 30, 35. Here on this channel, YouTube and Facebook, we'll be selling more records. If you like Beatles stuff, you're probably going to be in the right place. Sorry I didn't get to those earlier, but we had so many new arrivals. So many new arrivals, and I really don't have them sorted yet. I kind of did a preliminary sort, but it's so complex because they're all different conditions and pressings. That's what we're going to do. All right, James Bragg, I got your two claims. Thank you, and we'll be back in 30 minutes.